Hello!
Hi, everybody.
Where's my thing?
Oh dear, where is your thing?
It's here. I just need... The music has to go down because... Brain is too... Stuff. I don't know. Words.
Brain is
But
too
hello!
brain.
Nicole, Mason, Pastry Puff. Nicole, what'd you take off?
Nicole?
Oh, it's Labor Day
And
already?
Mason?
Wow, we don't have Labor Day until much later.
Oh, yes indeed, King Starman. Turnabout Big Top.
Yes, Turnabout Big Top.
Phoenix dealing with the copium as much as we were.
It's
really funny watching all the past videos and just being like, oh,
Kenzie, hello.
We were in such denial.
Yeah, that's what videos we're editing right now. And it's really, really funny.
Truly just a in Egypt.
So I interact basically solely by posting in a sub... Okay.
Happy Labor Day, Nicole.
I do a lot of Ace Attorney art, obviously. And recently, I have been doing more, and then it's kind of niche, right? And even though sometimes I post it on Instagram, you know, and you guys see it in the Discord, obviously there's not a lot of reach because my normal content is usually not related to that. It's related to Outcast, so it's kind of like out of left field. So I was like, all right, there's gotta be like a fun Ace Attorney subreddit for me to post on. And of course there is, and it's called like Ace Attorney Circle Jerk, and it's got like
oh, that just sounds entertaining.
Oh yeah, and I honestly, I don't like go on the subreddit because I don't want to spoil myself, right? So I don't actually interact with anybody else's posts, but I do post my own stuff. And I posted the like, oh, she got the heart card, and he was like, oh, you stole my heart, and that little animation. And everybody in the comments is like, I wish this was how it happened. This would have been so much better. And I'm like, yeah, valid.
Massive misunderstanding, please. That's all we want.
Hello, Ruffle. Yes, he is making the thinker pose. He's actually making the thunker pose.
Yes.
Because he's a good thunker.
He's also very afraid. He doesn't know what this case has in store for him, and he already feels complicit.
So this is the thumbnail I was working on. I'm about to drop a big batch of videos. Probably, definitely at least Thursday. Probably, hopefully tomorrow. But it's honestly however long.
We try to make it work when we can.
I thought I was ready, and then I realized I forgot to put the endings in every single one of the videos I just rendered, so I have to go back and do that.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Alright. No, it's okay.
Takes 2 seconds. Gotta roll the dice. Literally, I roll die to see what endings each video gets.
Yeah, because
different endings.
We recorded a lot.
There's 6 different endings, guys. I think they all have existed at least once.
And all courtesy of Dylan.
This batch of videos for this month I was gonna have 4 animations, but then the last one I just wasn't feeling when I started it, and I scrapped it, so it only has 3 animations, but they're fucking bangers. All right.
They are hella bangers, guys.
Look forward to them.
This is why it pays to befriend the artist. I got to see the preview. Yippee yahoo! And
Mars
oh my god,
Dylan,
they look so good.
And Doug get to see them. I really want to share them now, but I can't spoil. You gotta watch the video. You gotta watch all of the videos to see them all. But what are we talking about today? Today we're talking about,
guys. We have a topic tonight.
It's been a while.
So long.
Ori and Mars brains only work so much. It's been a while.
Brains. It is hard to talk factual things when you're also arting at the same time. Like, it'd be rough.
But
it'd be very rough.
What are we talking about today? We're talking today about lighting, and as you can see, these guys are all in the same exact background as this. Look how much difference lighting can do. Lightning McQueen. Ka-chow, indeed. Just finishing off some
after lightning.
pink lemonade there. Grand.
Oh, yum.
Yum indeed. All right. So, I have a big heavy disclaimer for this Comic Corner. And the heavy disclaimer is I don't do lighting right, okay? And what I mean by this is I am not here trying to teach anybody how to like observe how lighting from every angle hits the face. You've seen those like diagrams, right? It hits the lighting. Well, okay. See, but this is the difference, right? I am not correctly doing. I have no shame, Nicole. No shame about it. I do lighting rule of cool style, 100%. Okay, and I mean, I will say it's led to apparently three different pieces of mine now being told that they thought it was a 3D render, at the beginning. So I'm doing something right, but I fully admit that I'm not really following the rules, okay? And so this is a topic about more how you can use lighting and how Ori does it, right? Because I 100%, especially with the comic, do it the lazy way. And even when I do like full-blown pieces, well, I do think about the lighting, and I'm gonna get to Mars said something way in the past that we're gonna talk about because that comes up. I definitely don't do it. I
wonder what I said.
100%. Okay. And the main reason for that is because I do what looks the coolest, right? But not necessarily the most accurate to real life. Okay? And I just want everybody to know that this is not like a lesson on how to shade the sphere, with bounce back. There's too much shit.
This is less a lesson and more of an explanation on how Ori achieves the effect she does.
I'm not trying to make it look like real world lighting. I'm trying to make it look like it feels like the lighting that it is, right? Does that make that's what we're going for, a feeling and less of a this, if I did it in like a realistic style, would be realism. We're not doing that. So what do I mean by that? Basically is that, and this is something Mars had an issue with before, is she talks about how they tell you to do the shadows, you have to pick the light source, right? And you don't understand what that means?
Okay. I hated that because, little blast from Mars's past, I actually did go to an art camp when I was younger. And the experience was hell because, one, they focused on realism the entire time. And even back then, that was not my jam. So I was just like, yeah, no, this is not for me. But also, starting out, and I know why they made us do this as starting out, because we're learning, right? But they always made us draw, quote unquote, the light source on our paper. Draw a big ball, and that's going to represent your light source, and that's going to help you determine what parts are shaded and what parts aren't. And oh my god, it drove me crazy because it was like reading sheet music. My brain just could not figure out, oh, that's supposed to mean this. Like, I don't know, it just never gelled for me.
So I have two goals in this. One, to see if I can make Mars understand what that means, and two, just sort of talking about it. So
you can try.
The first thing that I'm doing here is that I use the multiply layer a lot. Now, if you want the best, brightest results, you don't do this. And I have been more recently trying to not use just the multiply layer for shadows in like my fully... God, I would show one of them, but it can't. Because they're all NSFW ones. But,
oh, right.
They're like, the bikini one is actually a good one, I think.
Oh, that's a good example.
Let's see if I can get it. Conservatory? No, channel. Games. I think it's here? No. Where is Past the Smash? I don't even know.
It's hiding from us.
In a different category, hold on. Video games, yep. Okay, it's in a different category.
Oh yeah, Mason. Ori draws lots of spicy stuff. It is all on the Ko-fi.
It's not, I will 100% tell you, it's not explicit. And I feel the need to always state this because I don't want somebody to not like I basically I don't want somebody to go and like buy the Ko-fi, like tier to get it and be disappointed, right? There's definitely it's not explicit, it's implicit, right? There are no bits.
Gotta be fully
There's
transparent
no bits.
here. Everyone is a Ken doll.
Everyone's a Ken doll, yeah. And it's more just like implying risque thing. Yeah. So the pinups are on the light end, that is included, but there's slightly more, but it's definitely not like explicit. Nobody's full out. They ain't doing it. We're not there. Yeah. But so in this bikini image, I actually specifically picked colors for the different shades of each sort of thing, and it gives just an overall brighter appearance. You can do it with a little more work with multiply, but that's like quote unquote the best way to do it, to get like exactly the color and look you want, to actually pick the shadow and highlight colors individually, and not just use blending modes. Blending modes sort of helps on top of that, and that's so like the multiply or the add glow and things. Yeah, exactly, Mason. Exactly. 50 Shades of Bikini, indeed. But versus in the comic, I don't really have time to do that, right? I'm drawing so many panels, every other week. I do it the lazy way, and that is just with multiply. So in this scene, it's dark. I do really think that it's good in comics and stuff that when you have sort of like a setting, to change the background color of the comic a lot. I think that really, one, helps with the overall tone. You don't have this bright white paper, shining through all the time when it's supposed to be nighttime. So just giving it this sort of flat, darker color really helps with the overall tone, in my opinion. So you can sort of see here. Let's see if I can zoom in to sort of isolate just these ones I have shaded. So you have these ones, it all looks kind of dark and kind of moody, but then you put it here and it's like, oh god, my eyes, So I like the dark. It really helps. It really keeps, it consistent. I've also done it with gradients during like sunset scenes where it, fades into dark and everything.
You
I
can
do
see
really
that
like that.
best in both the Ferrex Hangout and the Synod Hangout.
Yeah, the most recent episode of Outcast, and I think it's the last or second to last of entry 4, the Synod Hangout. So that's all it there. So here, the big thing, and this is what I'm gonna start trying to talk about how Mars has the light source thing. So basically, what
I understand the gist of it, like what you're supposed to do, but I'll let Ori explain.
Yeah, so basically putting the sun there, or the light bulb, or whatever you want it to be, is just meant to help you remember. I don't do it because I'm lazy, and that also means that I mess it up, but I don't care because, as I talked about, for me it's vibe, especially with the comic. For me it's vibe. I'm not trying to be a professional artist, but it's the best way to see where the major light source is coming from. Basically, I don't go very specific, if that makes sense, in the sense of, in the comic especially, I go, is it coming from the right, the left, directly on top, behind, or in front? Like those are the options, right? I don't really do like up in the corner versus here. Like I don't go that ham. I'm gonna tell you, there's too much.
My art teacher would have screamed at you.
Yeah, I don't care. And the reason for that is because, like I said, vibe. Okay, remember, this is not art teacher Ori time. This is vibe Ori time. And so because in this scene, they're all gathered around the campfire, and it is really nice to have, if you can have, like, either, like, a little doodle or something where it just shows you where everybody is, because there's a lot of stuff, and so the campfire's in the middle, right? So you can see, like, oh, I have to figure out, like, so in front of them is where the light source is coming from, right? In front of him, this one's hard to explain because his angle of the camera is different, but that's to get a certain vibe. We won't go there. But so in this case, because Hosen is looking forward and the light source of the fire is forward to him, the light source would be coming basically directly in front of him. And that is the vibe that I'd want to do. Now, these shrubs all look very flat. Even though they're shaded themselves, they don't look right in the scene, right? And the way that I just do that is I just put the multiply layer over them and just sort of shade out the areas, and it just gives a little more depth that this shrub is way in the back, this one's kind of in the middle, this one's there. And then personally, because it's a background, I merge them all together and then we blur it. Ooh. And how much blur? I don't know. You just feel it. It's vibe.
Follow your heart to tell you how much blur.
However, this is still too bright, right? This does not look like night. So then I add another layer on multiply, and I take this, because it's nighttime, I'm using this kind of like darkish, bluish, grayish color. And I just kind of wash, that's way too big. I just kind of wash the whole background, and then I just kind of adjust the multiply. Right now I've been liking it at the darkest because we are going to really make it bright in the middle, so I really want to push back the background. But you can, by changing the opacity, you can change how dark or how bright it is. And that's the background, okay? Now, this is a trick that I learned from another webcomic artist that I took a class from right when we started really actually getting into Outcast. And that's to add these specific shading layers, and then you kind of go off of them. I have a little quick key for it, but basically I'm adding an overlay layer, a multiply layer, and then an add glow layer. And these are all clipped to my color. So this is my color. And so we start with the overlay layer. And what that is meant to do is that is meant to put your characters in their environment. So you use a color that is sort of like the mid-general, like the middle color, the average color of your whole sort of scene. And so since it's nighttime, it's kind of dark. So I literally the same color I just used for all the shading before. It's the same sort of darkish blue. I just put that over top of them. So you can see if I make it normal, it's just this sort of purplish, grayish, bluish color. And I just add...
His eyes sure do shine in the dark, though.
Well, they always shine. And but I set it to overlay, and then I do kind of adjust it, right? So I'll probably lighten the opacity there a little bit, but you can see already how much it already, he's kind of separate from the background. Now he's like in the scene, right? And because this is firelight, the other color I'm using is this sort of like orangish yellow kind of light color here. And I take the airbrush tool, and because the light is coming from in front of him, I sort of just, where is it? Sort of just put, this is on the same overlay layer. I try to put the glow where the firelight would be. So this is without anything, and this is with it. So it pushes Milano sort of back because the fire isn't going to be as bright up there as it is in front of Hudson, who's sitting down much closer to it. It just sort of gives this easy level of depth. And it's just really easy, quick level of depth. Now we get to the second level, which is multiply.
So it is following a logic here, where
there is a logic.
The physics of the scene.
Yeah, what I'm saying and we'll get to what I'm saying. This is the part where we start talking about how Ori just goes on vibe and not 100% exactly how it should work. Is gonna start here. And this is where I like to use for this the same exact sort of bluish purple color that I've been using before. And now I'm on the multiply layer. And I usually set it at around, 50-60% already, because otherwise it's usually way too dark. And I don't need it to be that dark. I want it to be sort of like mid already, and I'll adjust it again later. But so now we start, there's two things I think about, and one is part logic, and the other is for depth, for understanding, I guess, and that's what we're talking about. The vibe one comes later, but I guess it's accuracy and then understanding. And I feel, in my opinion, understanding is more important. And what do I mean by understanding? I make sure to put shadows in places that should be behind other things, even if that's not what the light would do. I can try, Mason. So even if that's not what the light would do. And I guess the biggest example, so technically, and this is a technical thing, when two things touch each other, they have what's called an occlusion shadow. I think that's what it's called, where literally no light can get there because they're actually touching each other. Okay? So where Milano's arms are touching each other is actually going to be technically, which is not what I do, but technically the darkest of the dark, and it would be a much smaller line. However, whether or not that is true, basically, for vibe, because his arm is over his other arm, I will put a shadow there. Right? Does that make sense? No matter what. Same with, like, inside his sleeves, because it's behind the other thing. So this is where I'm going more for having the person looking at the image have an easy understanding of what they're looking at, if that makes sense, right? It's more for how they can see that, okay, this is his hand, it's on top of his sleeve, you know, it's on here. And so really, while the light is coming straight from the middle, and this shadow might not be as exaggerated as I'm making it, it's more important to me that you can tell sort of how things are layered on top of each other. And that's...
So your goal is to create more depth.
Right now, my main goal is to create more depth with a general idea of where the light source is, but not a definitive idea of where the light source is, if that makes sense. So this is step one. And this is what I talk about where Ori's not being very accurate. And so because of this, I'll also, you know, so it's like the sleeves here and here. And now this is where it really gets inaccurate, I would say. His arms are not flat. That's not how arms work, right? They're rounded. So even though the light is coming from below him, I will still put a shadow here on this first shadow layer, just to give that roundness to them so they don't look so flat anymore. And now technically, because the light source is kind of coming underneath him, that would be much brighter. But like I said before, I don't care. That's not the goal. That's not what I'm trying to do here.
It still looks right to the eye.
Well, yes.
Which is interesting.
And because you're also
So do you have an explanation for that?
My explanation is that the vibe matters more for untechnical people, right? Especially in media such as like comics, right? The average reader is not going to sit there and really, really look really hard at it and be able to be like, oh, you know, really, this should have been in shadow if the light source is coming from here. You know, oh, this, that, you know, nobody's going to do that. You're reading the comic, you're glancing at it. And I think that it's more important because of that to have your immediate look be as understandable as possible than to be as realistic as possible. And I think you can see that a lot in how, when you do look at the face in different lightings, let's see if I can easily bring something up. Face with lighting at different angles. And I think the biggest thing is like, so when you have that like, depending on how bright the light is and depending on where, you know, it's coming from, you can have really different looking facial features. And let me see if this is large enough for my purposes. Please don't do that. So we have this image here, and this is sort of showing at like where the light is coming from, like above him, you know, kind of slowly moving around and everything. And you can see how much it changes how you understand his face. Right? Look at this one full in bright light versus this one down here. He looks like different people. You know, you didn't see this double chin sort of in this one, right? You don't see all of this look to it. It's very different.
That's really wild.
And so now this is accuracy, right? But I don't want Milano and Hotsun to be unrecognizable or spooky, like when they hold the light under their chin, right? If I'm going for the light under the chin spooky story look, then of course I would take a reference and I would try much harder to exaggerate that because that's the purpose. But this purpose of sitting at firelight is not meant to be anything besides,
Creepy.
oh, they're having a nice cozy time. So even though maybe the light would in this scenario make, you know, Milano creepier, you know, if that was it, if that is not my intention, I don't think that that is necessary to go for accuracy if I don't want that, right? Because there could be a way where it's like, well, and okay, back it up. Your argument could then be, though, Ori, why don't you make it so that he comes in a way that would be accurate and also not creepy? I don't really think there is a way. If you are standing taller than a fire, you will always be underlit. If you're
standing over it, you're gonna have that shadow.
Yeah, you'll always be underlit.
It's unavoidable.
And I don't know what that was from, Safe. That was just a reference I just looked up online. I didn't make it. That was just literally face lit at different angles. But, you know, okay, so now he has to come in somehow crouched. That's creepy in its own way. You know, like, there's not really a lot of winning. And so I don't want to push that.
It's one of those things in trying to solve the quote-unquote problem, you end up creating more.
You end up creating more, or it's just different, or it's just, in my opinion, not worth it, right? Why? I have to put out, especially for a comic, I have to put out so many panels, you know, every other week that I shouldn't necessarily, if it's not going to be fun for me and, you know, intriguing to the story, push it that hard, I guess, is an example. You gotta cheat where you gotta cheat, you know? And if that's deciding that, yeah, you're not gonna force it and rework this whole thing in order to make it work, then it's not worth it, right? Because I can fudge it a little bit and you guys still believe me. Does that make sense? Like Mars just said, it still looks right because it does. And that's the whole thing. And now, because of this being firelight, and so dark, there will be a second shading layer, second multiply layer that I don't normally have. And we'll get to that in a second. Are there any questions so far? But yeah.
Questions about lighting, shading, anything.
Anything. Ori just needs a second in order to get to the next part. Because if I do this out of order...
Ori needs a segue.
If I do this out of order by, like, hopping around, I'll have to do it all over again. And no offense to you guys, I don't want to do that. I ain't gonna do that for you.
Wow.
I have too many things to do. What have I been doing all day? Animating, making thumbnails. You know, they could bear with me.
You've definitely been. You've definitely been. I can't argue that.
I need
so
water.
Honest about it, though.
Of course, we're in honesty corner here. Nicole saying I'm so brave for my my reveal. I never tried to as a person. While I am very happy to give advice, I know that with art, I have never tried to be like
the guru.
Not even the guru. Like a 100%, you know, accurate, true to form person, right? I'm 99% self-taught. I've taken, you know, a course here or there, but always with my own goals of this is meant to be fun. So yeah. I'm certainly not. I don't want. The last thing I want is to lead people to believe that I have the answers to things that I am definitely cheating on and fudging on. No, I know, it was a joke, Nicole. This is a no-cap zone. At least no purposeful.
That's what we do, we run with the jokes.
We do run with the jokes. Alright. We're almost there. Okay.
Almost. So close.
Oh. So yeah, I'm just trying to sort of make it understandable. All right, so then because this is firelight, I will add, and so dark, right? That the ambient surrounding area is so dark. And because of the way that this is layered, I want to add another multiply layer. So I'm just going to add another layer on top of this one, set it to multiply, set it to about or a little less, a little more opaque, a little higher opacity than the one I was just on. We'll sort of feel it around later. I mean, it kind of does. That's why they're all looking at it. There is definitely a little bit of an ominous there. And
That
he is
there
startled
is.
later on. But, so, because Hotsun is directly in front of Milano, and the lighting is coming from in front of Hotsun, Hotsun will be casting a shadow on Milano. And that is important for depth. And so, while it is both accurate and increases readability. Now, again, the actual accuracy of how this is a shadow behind him on top of it is not accurate. And I'm not going to try to lead you to believe that. There's angles and stuff that go with it, and, you know, how big the shadow is based on the distance from the light. You know, we're not doing it here. I am literally just vibing that there will be a shadow on Milano that is roughly Hotsun shaped. And, you know, we're going to blend it out a little later. So that's fine. And that's good. And I will also... That is very true, Nicole. That is very true. They add artificial lighting to a lot of things. And that's basically what I'm doing.
I've seen that a lot recently. Especially horror movies and action do that the most, I think. I think I see it the most with those genres.
And then I'm also going to sort of push back the edges of Milano in some places, just because since he is sort of front lit and these, you know, darker areas, I'll use this second multiply layer to push back more. So on like the edges here, because they're on the outside, if the light is coming right down the middle, basically, you know, those would be a little more in shadow. And these don't have to be perfect for my personal art style, because I'm gonna feather these out. I'm gonna blend these out. So I'm not trying to make them look sort of like words cell shade quality, right? And I you can see his tail's behind him, so I'm really trying to push it further back.
Originally, we did try cell shading as a technique in the beginning.
So a long time
and then
ago.
That changed.
It's not that long ago.
So we could
actually
talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so basically, once upon a time, Ori's original art style involved cell shading.
In a galaxy
it's
far,
nice.
far away.
It's good. You know, I liked it. I've always liked it. How other artists do it, you know, it's great. But at one point, and that's how the comic was drawn, you know? It is solely just because that's how my style was. And, you know, I still like it. It's still nice. But one day, I drew Trigun fan art of Hotsun and Milano as Wolfwood and Vash. And I didn't want to have to take the time to make sort of the very purposeful lines in between, you know, for cell shading. It really matters where the edge of the cell is because you're cell shading. And, you know, so you want to make it look clean because that's what you're doing. You're not trying to make it look painterly. You're trying to make it look clean. And I was just doing the little sketch for fun and stuff, so I wasn't trying to do it. So I was like, you know, let me try to just sort of like do it kind of fast and with like these other brushes and just, you know, test stuff out, have a good time. And I called it messy shading because it was literally like as fast as I really could, just sort of slapping down shadow in places, slapping down light in places, and then adding, I added more texture to the hair, which was something I had been thinking about doing, seeing another artist do, that you'll see me do in this because that's now part of my style. And Mars thought it was the fucking bee's knees, and I was like, that's really cool. And I wasn't going to change the comic to it, but then I, like, tried to draw the comic again. I was like, no, but I liked that too much. And that's all she wrote. So now that's how my style is. I don't know if I would call it hatching safe solely because at least my understanding was hatching was kind of a specific thing that was to change the value. Mine is more very much just like a stylistic choice to show the hair in the highlights. So sort of show the texture. Maybe it is hatching either way. I'm not really sure. We shall see. But I love doing it. My style's so awesome now. I'm very happy with how we have progressed. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I put down all those shadows right where they belong. And then I'm just sort of, I take, it's called the Wet Bleed Blender in the Blend tab of Clip Studio Paint. It's my favorite because it doesn't make it airbrush smooth, right? I find airbrush smooth is too smooth. I don't want everything to look like it's plastic, right? These are organic materials, you know, skin, clothes, hair, scale, you know, fur, everything. So I do like that it isn't perfect. And also, I like that it isn't perfect because it allows me to not care about perfection as much because such is life, you know? It's like, ooh, it's a texture thing. Yay. Fun texture. So that's all I'm doing here and just kind of blending it out. I'm not trying to blend it out to be smooth. I am trying to blend it out with sort of purpose of how I, you know, angle my strokes and everything to try and keep the general shape of it. I'm not trying to, again, make it just so super smooth. I still want to keep the form of some things, like how his claws are kind of, everything like that. And then usually this blending out does lighten the values a little more than I'd like, so I usually end up bringing the opacities, playing with them around a little more to give it this sort of look. And yeah, we just kind of play with that, blend more out if I feel like I need to. Yeah, it textured, safe, textured, not hard, not smooth. It's organic. There's texture to it, right? He's textured. I feel like that's the best way to say it. I like the texture. And then, yeah, the darker, the lighter it is, all depends. Not that one.
And then it all comes together in the end.
Okay,
Very
and now we have
pretty setup.
one normal last step, but two for the campfire. And so what I like to do is I have my add glow layer, which again, I usually bring down to about middle. And I take, in this case, the firelight color, which is the lighter color. And this is where this is solely style vibe. I put rim lighting, edge lighting, whatever you want to call it, on everything. Because I like how it looks. And nobody can tell me otherwise. However, there is like 3 scenarios in real life where you will get this effect in real life. And I don't care. It looks pretty, and I like it. So I do it. This is full vibe now. So basically, I'm taking the highest, I guess, edges of everything. And I'm just adding this little line to brighten it up. And my thing is loading. There we go. Just come down and around. And so this is in the hair. This is what I'm talking about. It gives, like, texture to the hair. So I am trying to both follow the edge rim lighting and the general sort of look of the hair. Now I do it slightly with slightly different intention for the campfire light. So I do try to not put it too much, I guess, on top, like if something was shining right down from the top. But I still do it because I like it. Literally it. I like it. I like how it looks. Nobody will tell me otherwise. And
It just adds so much more to the character. Like you said, it's giving the hair texture, so it looks feathery, it looks layered. It makes it more 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
At the end
So
of the
while
day.
I would normally take these top lines and sort of hash them down like this too, I don't because of the firelight. Normally I would. But yeah, we still like to. And I give Milano some specks through his scales there. Because he's a reflective boy.
And that definitely helps those feel more three-dimensional.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be every single one of them. You know, in the hands, I definitely don't try. Because that would just be a lot. But on these, like, standout ones, I try to hit them all with a little reflection.
A little something, something.
A little something, something. This I find that no matter what, I'll probably always end up using the blending layer for. I think it just gives an effect that I personally have yet to achieve, at least easily, with just choosing color. So yeah, that's just a me personal thing. I like it that way. So, okay. Normally I would put it on the outer here, but because he's not backlit or regular lit, I try to keep it a little in the center. A little bit, but not, not overly cautious about it. So I am making minute decisions to keep the vibe of the overall look of the sort of campfire, but I'm certainly not sacrificing it. And then I'll do this with the tail because I still want the edge lighting on the tail. But what I'll do is after I add it, to keep it in the background, because see how it really got brought forward now that I rim lit it? I don't want that. What I will do is I'll take the airbrush and I'll set it to the transparency, which is like the eraser, and I'll airbrush it down. So it's got it, but it's pushed back still. See how it sort of keeps that look to it?
Ah.
Now, because of the firelight, we add one final step, and that's an add glow layer on top of everything. So this is on top of the line art. This is on top of literally everything. And I take that same sort of light orange color I've been using for everything, and I take the airbrush tool, and I make it kind of big, and I kind of place it where roughly the fire would be, and we just add it on top. And we sort of play with the opacity a little bit. And now he looks like he's glowing in the firelight. Ta-da! We did it! And that's how I do lighting.
So beautiful!
And that's how I do lighting for the comic. How I did it for this one with Aster is I actually ended up putting it behind him and then on top of him and then erasing with the airbrush again to try and get it so it came from this direction and not in front of him. It's hard to gesture with the mouse. But so that it's coming from, like, he's shielding us, the camera, from it.
The idea is kind of it's up to the right on the ground, so he's blocking it.
So
from
yeah.
where he sees
It's
it.
like over here somewhere, but like he's in front of it compared to you.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, now is the time.
And it doesn't have to be about lighting. If you've been burning to ask a different question, please feel free. I hope that this was informative in some way and not just
I certainly
Me
learned
rambling.
a lot. I never knew how much went into the shading element, and I think it's particularly special that we got to talk about lighting on a campfire episode.
Oh, that's what I thought was
because
so
that
nice.
just gives us so much more to talk about.
Oh,
Really
yeah.
safe, no questions?
Nice way
Oh,
to do
Ori,
that
you
well.
must have done a
Ah, well,
splendid
that's
job of
nice of
covering
you, Roval.
everything.
Yeah, I'm just that good of a teacher. Abby.
Aw, nice, Roval. Best of luck to your sister.
Yeah, see, look how much depth that just brings out by pushing it back and forward, you know? It's so simple. And you can stop at, like, any stage that you want. I know a lot of people do sort of that sort of gradient wash for, like, their sketches, just to add a little more to it. No worries, Mason.
That's cool, Mason.
There's a lot of words, and I certainly did not pare it down. Oh yeah, Nicole. And that's why I love looking at other artists, because this current, style that I have right now of how I shade things, especially with these lines for the hair and everything, would not exist if it wasn't for me admiring other artists and seeing that they do it. I think I can...
So, Ori, I'm curious. What is your favorite style of lighting? Which artist style do you like the most?
That's an impossible question. I couldn't possibly answer. Every time I go,
top three.
every
Top
time I
three.
go on the internet, it's like immediately like, oh, that's so pretty. That's so pretty. I'm trying to find the one that I can specifically remember did the hatching thing. What's it called? Why can't I immediately remember what it's called? I can picture it. Isn't that lovely?
Because brains are dumb.
Brains are dumb. I'll find it by looking at my own webtoon. Come on. You can't be this far back. Okay, there it is.
And yet it is.
Unless it is. Where's the cover? Here's the pretty cover. Can I zoom out? How do I? Webtoon on the PC is just so zoomed in. Okay. Now we're set up. So this is definitely an artist where they do the hatching. They technically do the hatching the opposite than I do, where it gives for a lot more depth. They do it for shading, but I just liked the general style of the hatching, how it gave this texture, just the overall look of it. And so this was definitely a big inspiration.
I can see the influence.
Yeah, this was definitely a big one. I don't know if... Yeah, it's very hard to think off the top of your head,
That it is.
Because it was definitely just something where it was like, I had seen this, but who exactly did it come from? I don't know. Definitely a mix of things, but that's what's so great, and that's how you should be looking at other artists, right? Don't necessarily look with envy or comparing yourself to them. Look at it like, ooh, what do I like about their style, right? Like, what is it here that I want to... Basically, what do you want to steal? What do you want out of it, huh?
There's the Ori honesty we've all come to know.
That's basically it. You just go through, and you don't show anybody else your Instagram, because goodness. And, yeah, you just take inspiration from how they do their lines, how they do their shading, is it soft, is it hard, is it sketchy, right? I specifically go for a kind of messy style in here, right? That it is kind of, I use specifically a line tool that is literally a sketch line, it's not meant to be nice. And clean. You can see it in how I chose to draw the Outcast panels, right? It's sketchy and this sort of thing. Now, one, does it, also give the vibe of like it's Hotson's journal? Yeah, because it is a journal and it is stuff like that. But
was this an intentional choice? Hell yes.
Partially. There was also part of me that was like, if I do it really sketchy, then it doesn't give you as much. So basically part of the thinking is that if my lining tool is not perfect, right, itself is this sort of like scratchy, sort of sketchy look to it, then it's okay if my lines aren't perfect, right? Because remember I talked about how I had to get out of like, you can't be a perfectionist, there's so much they have to do, and that sort of thing. So that really helped. Yeah, no pun intended. So that really helped with sort of giving that giving myself that space to be imperfect, you know?
Which can be the hardest thing to do.
Now
As an
I'm
artist,
sitting
as a
here
creator.
debating if I was supposed to draw food on this or not. I think I was.
I think there's supposed to be food on that plate.
There's supposed to be food on this plate. How terrible.
Because in the next scene, aren't they eating?
Technically, Milano never gets a chance to eat it. He just kind of does this, and then we time skip. So it doesn't really matter, but I think the intention is it's supposed to have food on it.
Well, I can check the script and see, like, if he's taking back an empty plate or a full plate.
It looks like he's giving it to Milano, almost certainly. He's either that or he's picking it up ready. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll skip it for now. We'll come back to that later.
To be discussed. To be drawn. TBD.
To be drawn. No, I didn't draw any grass. Okay.
Oh, no!
We're skipping around here today, guys. Here we go. This one. Well, actually, we can skip back up.
11 kicked our asses.
No, this is 10. You're on 11, and 11 is chill because it's 99% dream world and one
I keep
room.
forgetting it's 10.
Yeah, this is 10. It was going to be only 10, remember? We had to split it in the end.
Right.
Because pain.
God.
Go, dog, go get the plate. Wait, he's giving a frisbee? Is that what they're saying here? Honestly, I would not be surprised if one of them went, yeah, I'm gonna throw it as a frisbee.
Oh, Ferrix would. Hands down.
Milano would totally catch it. And there we are.
And Aster would be having a heart attack. Like, guys, those are our dinner plates. Stop. We can't eat out of our hands.
Preparing the med kit.
We are civilized.
Milano, we have those wooden logs, you know, we have those tree cookies from before sitting. Those are full of bacteria, Milano. We can't. I told you the raw wood was bad. That's why we got the terracotta plates in the first place. Alright. Blur. But yes. I mean, Mars, do you have any questions?
Well, my biggest question was finding out what your inspirations are.
It's very hard. Because if I'm being honest, when I literally go through Instagram and I scroll through, it's definitely not the ones that I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely just a lot of stuff going on. I think it's also partly my vibe of trying to get a little more towards, like, more detailed hair without having to make it more detailed hair, if that makes sense.
I think it does.
Because I'm lazy.
then I had a different question.
Sure. Well, I look at Nicole's
What
art.
time of day do you like shading more for? Because each times a day offer different opportunities for shading and lighting. So do you like daytime scenes, nighttime scenes, fire time scenes?
Daytime scenes are definitely the easiest. Right? It's simple, you know, the sun is kind of just
hella good, Nicole.
Everywhere. Yeah, it's great. It turned out so good. I remember when you were like in the middle of it. I can't wait to meet her. It'll be a while.
I can't wait to play her.
See? It is hella vibe, Nicole, and that's all that matters. I don't fucking know if it's right or not. Who cares? It looks good. I can tell she's wearing clothes. They look like fabric. All that matters. Bam.
And that's the importance.
I do really enjoy the campfire lighting. It just gives, I guess, a lot. And so that is really nice. But it's definitely much easier to draw sort of like general outside nothing, you know? So I did recently have a lot of fun with the sunset in the Ferrix hangout that just happened. That one was a lot of fun, and it was very different to draw than the Sinnet one. The Sinnet one I definitely pushed more for just a fading of the light. With the Ferrex one, because you're like on the water, right? You know, so there's two sort of things. And this
So there's
is
some
what I
more
was thinking about it,
reflective
right?
stuff happening
Not
there,
even
right?
that. Not even that. It's more the elevation, right? Hotsun and Sinnet were very, very, very high up. So as the light is fading away, it's fading away kind of one under the trees, two, you know, they're not really hitting a lot of that rays right there. You know, when you look at the sun setting, the highest part of the sky is already like night sky, right? And that's where they are. They're up there in this sort of night sky area. So they're not getting hit by like full sunset vibes. But Ferrex and Hotsun and their hangout are right on the water. There's nothing blocking them from literally direct red sunset sun coming right from basically at their level. So that it was going to be a much stronger sort of sunset lighting on them, and it was really fun. It was nice. I enjoyed it. I think my biggest thing is I like glow a lot. Anything where I can make part of it glow. I mean, obviously, I like the rim lighting, so that's part of, you know. But I love glow effects and everything. You can see that a lot in even, like, my item art. I really like to make things glow. So the firelight is really fun for me because it is basically, like, add the glow to it, which is really fun.
Like, built-in glow! Woohoo!
Literally built-in glow.
Okay. So we know what your favorite is. What is your least favorite thing to shade?
My least favorite thing in general to shade?
Yeah, I guess so. Or just the first thing that comes to mind.
Plants. Doing these shrubs really kind of sucked. Yeah, there's just so much, right? There's so many pieces. You know, the way that leaves are, you gotta clump them right so it doesn't look too sparse, but it doesn't look too dense, but there's enough layers, and, you know, and there's like 8 different layers of, like, depth in order to make the tree, because the tree is, like, round. It's a lot. So, probably my least favorite there.
Interesting.
Is this both of them? It is. Okay. Then I don't.
Oh, the daily trivia is up, Pastry Puff?
Oh, what is it now?
Oh, snap. Let's see.
Oh, I can do this!
I think I can do this.
Okay, I can do this one. I can do this one. Don't fail me now! And that I blank. No, I know what they are. 2-1 is that game.
Okay,
and that
2-1,
okay,
I'm pretty sure it's that. 1-1 is... Oh, crap.
Okay, and then we have...
I have no idea for that one, but 3-3. Okay, the order it went in was... That case first.
I hate this one.
Then we had the other one.
Because I always add a word, and I'm pretty sure that's correct.
We had...
Beautiful.
I think we had that one.
I like my plants and art, but my least favorite is shading plants. I think it comes from being an arborist, right? That I need it to be, that I really know how a tree looks wrong, right? And no matter how many tutorials I see of, like, use the brush and it, like, does it for you. I like how they look there, but the second I try to do them, I'm like, no, pain.
It's like, this didn't work when I tried to do only one correct! Oh, man!
I remember that it wasn't this, but I don't remember what it is, so I'm just gonna put it here. It's wrong.
I know what happens in each one of them.
That's not what they asked for, though.
I know that's not what they asked for. Oh, I always confuse that.
Yeah, I got the mouse wrong.
I always confuse the first one with the one I said as the first one in the second game.
Ooh. I like your bonus answer, Nicole.
Oh, everyone's coming in on this. Let's see who gets them all. You can do it. We believe in you.
Oh, guys. Okay, because we're talking about games again. Mars sent me. So there's this Instagram. I don't remember what they're called, but there's this Instagram and
Cozy
basically
Tea Games.
there you go. They're called Cozy Tea Games, and all they do is tell you about all these cute little indie games and stuff that are coming out. And she sent me one, and it looked really cute. It's like a 1 to 4 player like D&D-esque sort of little adventure, choose your own adventure game. But what I really saw is the one before that one. It's called Duck Detective. And you use deductive reasoning in order to solve the case.
It reminded me of the chicken on the book that were given in Rise from the Ashes, and I was like, oh man.
So now that's on the list. I can't pass it up. That's on the list of games. Because, you know, I think it'll be a short game, but I need it so bad.
I think we gotta play it. It's just too good.
It's so good. Yes! Deductive reasoning! It's so good. Okay, yep. I'll find it. I'll put it up here because it's
I literally just sent it to you.
Yeah, but I think I'm in the wrong...
No, Ori!
Hold on. Pornbot's trying to send me messages. On my PC, I'm on the other, account.
Ah.
Okay. Cozy Tea Games. Boop. Here it is.
And it shall be revealed.
Nearly.
There it is.
It's kind of hard to center it properly. Okay. There we go. Yeah. He's Eugene McQuacklin, detective, and I need to ask some questions. Solve the case of the secret salami in this funny and whimsical mystery game. Interview suspects and use deductive reasoning to crack the case. I'm upset they didn't say quack the case, but, you know, we can't be perfect.
At least we got deductive.
My God, I didn't... Today I saw the Carapus, the Platycar, Perry the Platycar.
I didn't. Where'd you see that?
There was a car where I was. I don't even know what kind of car it was. A little like Fiat or something, and it was fucking teal and orange, exactly like Perry the Platypus. And I have pictures of it. And I wanted to draw a little fedora on it, but I got distracted and I did other shit. But oh my God, yeah, we'll get there.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's so good. I was sad I didn't have a fedora on me to put on the car.
Oh, if only.
But yeah, so this game will now be on our list. It's a 2 to 3 hour playtime, so that means 1 or 2 streams.
Yes.
Depends
oh my God, it does look like Perry.
I know, right?
No, that has to be intentional.
I can't tell.
Somebody got this car with the intention. No, this is gonna be Perry the Platycar.
It's so good. I'll draw the fedora on it. I'll put the fedora on it eventually, and I'll post it in chat. But yeah, I know, Nicole. I saw it, and I jumped. I was like, "What? What?" It was too nuts.
No, it has to be Perry, Nicole. That's just the rule now.
It's like pink and green is Cosmo and Wanda.
It's like Sans, you know, face, blue dot, that desired
Terrari!
Sans.
Oh, nice. I'm like reading this and I'm like, I don't get it. I'm not getting the pun. And the second I was like, say it, like read it how you would say it. I was like, oh, you ever do that? You ever like read a word but not really actually like hear it?
Oh yeah, all
Where
the
it's like,
time.
where it's like my brain processes that these are letters, but they're not letters that I know, so I just accept it and I move on. But I actually have to like sound it out of my head.
I totally feel that.
Yeah. You read on autopilot or something. I don't know.
No, definitely. And your brain thinks that certain letters should sound a certain way, so you're just like, huh, that didn't gel the way I thought it would.
But it's like, that's not what I said, though. You know? Where it's like, wait,
Yeah, no,
that's not how I would have said it if I had to read it out loud. So why? Why am I like this?
Because your brain is both the most efficient thing and also terribly inefficient.
Yeah. It tries its best, okay?
It does try its best. It tries its absolute best.
What the hell? Wrong layer!
Pull the
Such is
layer,
life
Crunk.
indeed. Yeah, pull the layer, Kronk! Wrong layer! Ooh, milk tea?
Ooh, milk tea,
Now
nice.
you reminded me I'm gonna have chocolate.
I just had some hot chocolate and I am so happy right now.
I had a very eventful day today.
I'm tempted to go make more.
So my job today was very eventful in the sense of that, like, so basically, the way my job works, for those who don't know, I have two things. I can either be permitting or auditing. And if I'm at an audit, that means I get to sit at a location and watch a crew dig a hole. And I get to sit there for as long as it takes them to dig a hole. And I get paid to do that. I have to write up a report and other shit. I'm very simplifying. But that's basically it. Permits is I have to go to locations where they have already dug a hole or they will dig a hole, and I have to write down about, I have to write a report about that. This is a different report. I have to write up
You have to write,
a permit
they
application.
Wrote a hole.
I have to
They
write a
wrote
permit
They dug a hole.
application. That is like, they wish to dig a hole here, even if they already dug a hole. And here is your notice of that. That second one, permitting, I only get so many a week. Right, so like I basically get the route sheets of the people that we cover, and I have to go through them and find locations that have trees, and then I have to call them and be like, did you dig in the sidewalk here? Because if they dug in the street, I don't care. But if they dug in the sidewalk, it's like, okay, that's when a permit has to happen. And so I have to call them and do this. So I only get so many, a week, and it's not that many. So doing one day of just permits kind of wipes out vast majority, usually, of the locations that I have. So yesterday, I did that. I had just permits. That's what I was scheduled on. And so today, they had also originally scheduled me on just permits. I'm like, oh no, I don't have any, and I'm gonna have to get the ones here and go to places without calling them and waste a lot of time to go to duds and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, am I even gonna have enough locations to have a full day? I'm like, oh no, please give me an audit, right? And Dylan's like, people normally don't want to be audited. It's like, I want to be audited, give me an audit. So I'm driving to a location and I'm literally across the bridge and I'm nearly there, and I get a text from boss and I'm like, hey, go to this place instead for an audit. And I'm like, one, nice, but two, I literally just have to make a U-turn and go right back across the bridge and back to the place. And I get there and we're chilling, everything is great, and then I was called the tree lady, which was just a very funny thing. They're like, oh, did anybody get the tree lady coffee? Is this the tree lady? This is whatever. I thought that was really, really funny.
God. That's hysterical.
And so I do that, and my boss is like, hey, okay, they only had one hole over there, so when they're done, go audit this other place. I'm like, great, cool, awesome. So now I'm driving to this other place, and I see one thing. There's just a chicken literally crossing the road in the middle of the city. Just a chicken just crosses
Where
the
did
road
we get chicken
right
in the middle
front
of
of
the
my
city?
car. Right in front of my car. And I send Dylan a picture of the chicken because I had to wait for the chicken to cross the road. Literally, this is like, it sounds like I'm setting up a joke. This literally fucking happened to me. And I sent Dylan a
That
picture
is the joke.
of the chicken. And Dylan goes, please don't send me cock pictures at work. Please don't send me cock pictures at work. And I was like, oh my god.
Hysterical.
That's ridiculous. And then, also cool thing, the location that I was at had a cross street that was basically my real name equivalent of Ori Place.
Well, damn.
And so that was wild too. And that's where the
What are
Perry car
freaking
was,
odds?
at that location, at Ori Place, where my second job was. It was wild.
Man.
Literally Animal Crossing, yeah, exactly.
I wish I had such an eventful day.
Oh, it gets worse. Better? Worse.
How does it get
home.
worse?
I come home and I'm drawing on my tablet. I'm sitting here. I open up like the blinds and the curtains because it's a pretty sunny day outside and I want to get the sun.
It was very nice outside today.
I don't have the windows open though. This is important. I just have the blinds open. Suddenly I'm hearing like this buzzing and I'm like, oh, God, there's a fly in here. I don't want to. I look over and first thing I think is, oh my God, it's a fucking wasp. It was not a wasp. It was a giant ass bumblebee. Like a fucking mess. Like a massive bumblebee. Like I have not seen a bumblebee this fucking big, okay? It was very large. I like trees, guys. I don't like insects. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. My first thought is, how the fuck did he get in here, right? Like, where the fuck did he come from? I don't know. No, it wasn't a carpenter bee. It wasn't a carpenter bee. He was very, very, like, bright yellow, and he had, like, pollen on him, and it was just like, I don't think he was a carpenter bee.
Poor little guy got
maybe he
so
was.
lost.
But, yeah, so he's in here, and he's, like, really wanted to get out the window because that's like the only source of light and that's what we want to do, and I'm like, okay,
Like, let me the hell
great,
out of here.
but I literally can't open a window to let you out because you're there, right? And the window that he's at, the way the windows worked is there's like one big center window that's split into two, like across the middle horizontally, and then there's two side windows that are also split across the middle horizontally, and only the side windows open, but he's in the middle and just constantly like buzzing, like hitting himself against the glass because he wants to get out towards the sun. And I'm like, I understand, bud, but there's nothing I could do. And every time he rests, he's like in the corner. I can't put like a cup over him and do anything. Like, he's in the fucking corner and he's massive. We're talking like a big fucking bee, like a big wasp-sized bee. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about like the little one. It was a lot. And I was just like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? And I was just like, I can't just sit here now with him buzzing at me. Like, now I know what it is. And so I'm like, just constantly like back and forth, like trying to figure it out. As he's getting, you know, more and more tuckered out because he probably hasn't eaten in a while. They use a lot of sugar, you know, etc. And he's just chilling in the corner. I'm like, oh my God. So after a while, I finally get, we have these reusable shopping bags that have little, like, rods in them so that they sit in your shopping cart and like stay up in your shopping cart. And so I took one of the rods out and I'm like holding it like at him, like as far as away. I'm like trying to get him on it, and I like open the window because one of the two windows don't have screens, and so I like open the window and I'm like just trying to. He's like kind of on it, but he keeps wanting to get off, and I'm just like trying to. I'm like, please, man, get outside. He's like trying to fly, but he's like still like attached to the rod, and I'm just like,
yup,
get out of the thing. And I finally get him outside.
Just go! Just leave!
I got him outside, and he flew away. There's flowers out there, so he probably got a drink, but oh my God. Jesus Christ.
God, that's hysterical.
Harrowing. Harrowing. I don't know where the fuck he came from, though. Hate it. He was so big.
I can't say I had a day like that.
Yeah.
You know what my day consisted of? I was mainly doing laundry, and then I decided, you know what? It's been a whole entire semester, and I still have yet to vacuum and dust my room. Now, the order I like to do things is dust first, because when you dust, everything gets pushed to the floor. So you can't vacuum before then, or you just end up with a bigger mess than what you started with. So I'm like, okay, gotta dust everything first. Gotta take everything off the shelves, off the dressers, off everything, and just go to town. This is when I finally realized how much dust collects on figurines.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my god, I am like taking a tidy wipe and rubbing down like all my figurines because they are coated in layers of dust. There are literally like spots. Okay, so you know how like Nendoroids and Figmas come on like podiums and stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
usually like a little circle plate that helps them stand up. Did I enable auto tune? I
No,
don't think I did.
I think it was just a Discord thing.
Am I still doing it? Am I
Mm-mm.
still auto tuned?
No, not to me at
I
least.
think I sound okay. It could have been a voice crack. I am well known for those. But yeah, no, so the pedestals where they were saying like you pick them up and you can literally see like the layer of dust
Mm-hmm.
surrounding it. I'm just like, "Oh my god, how did I let it get this bad?" So cut to like 3 hours of dusting later. I'm like, okay, now I can finally vacuum, which is its own task because our vacuum is the worst.
Oof.
It it doesn't do what a vacuum is supposed to do. Guys, you know how when you use a vacuum, you kick the head down and you just move it back and forth across the floor? Simple, easy. Yeah, no, not my vacuum. Mine doesn't pick things up. It just pushes the crap around.
Oh my
So I
god.
have to unhook the hose and bend over at a 90-degree angle and just go across the floor like that.
Oh my god.
It is
At
quite
that point,
literally
Mars.
back-breaking work.
At that point, Mars, I would say use a broom and a dustpan and then just suck it up at the end.
See, at that point, I'm like, I might as well, because this is hell.
Yeah, really.
Ugh,
Why are
I know,
Nendroids?
Mason. I wish they weren't so
The
expensive.
reason
There
why?
are some. It depends on the series you're buying from. Like, I've seen some that run from 40 to 75 at the most.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the series. It definitely depends on if they're like in stock, and if they've been in there for a while. But the
They
reason
currently
in
have a
general,
Lu Guang, and I'm like,
they do.
they
Oh, but Nendroid, I don't know if I would do a Nendroid. I like the Nendroids, but I don't like them nearly as much as I like the scale pop-up parades.
I love the scale pop-up parades, but I also found out they have a Xing Shishi one. I'm like, oh god, it's so cute. Like they got the face plates so good for his expression. I'm like, let the boys be together. They are together in every universe. This one
Oh my
included.
god,
Oh,
Mars, they have a free
there's the
run.
Marcel perched figurine.
Mars, they have a free run in the Mimic figurine.
I found that one last night.
Oh my
It was
god.
brilliant. That was one of those ones where I questioned, like, am I so into this that I would buy this?
I will buy
And-
literally every Leos unless the Figma comes out the way that it's looking. That's my only concern. I couldn't do
We
that.
are still waiting for a pop-up of Laios.
I'm waiting for literally anything else. Leos got 2 things. He got a Nendroid and a Noodle Stopper. He has nothing else. I need
And
it.
he's the main fucking character.
I know, I'm so pissed.
They're doing him so dirty.
Fucking
Like,
have a normal
Marcel
salad.
just got another sitting
I know,
figurine.
they're all Marcel, and I'm so upset.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Cute elf girl over Night Boy, I guess. So sad.
Oh, and he has the little cup, too. He has one with glasses! Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's so cute!
No, I
And
probably
then
wouldn't
when
do
I
Nendroids with
finished
those.
vacuuming, my work was not done because then
Uh-oh.
my brother needed stuff returned to the library. So I was like, it's nice out today. I'll take a little walk. And by the time I got back,
I
my
wish
legs
Roval-
felt like they were on fire.
Laios. No,
I was
amazing.
like, and me. But I did find a lot of manga and books that I want to get rid of.
Oh, snap.
So
That's how I become the hoarder.
yeah, right.
Mars
No,
is
no.
like, I'm a good person, and I purge myself every once in a while. Ori, look at all this stuff I
purge
have.
myself
And
every
then
once in
Ori
a while. I
goes-
gotta make room for new shit.
And then Ori goes, well, it's free, and I like that thing. So yes, Mars, I won't say no.
I mean, I do have novels if you're interested. I have novels. I have some pins I'm willing to part with.
See, this is why Mars is a much stronger willed person than me. I could fucking never.
Yeah, the pins are from like series I'm either not like completely fangirl over or like just kind of I had them, they're cute, but I'd rather make room for like nicer ones. Who's the main character? It's a dual role. It's a dual role. You can have two main characters.
Yeah, just like Link Click.
Exactly. I don't think anyone would argue that Lu Guang isn't a main character.
Especially with what season 3 is gonna have to be about, like, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, they're going to hurt my boy. So bad. Yeah,
Both is good.
Both is good.
There you fucking go! Coolio and Miguel! Done.
There you go, they're both main characters. Boom.
Honestly, you could argue that it is Marcel and Leos.
I mean, considering where the story goes later on, Marcel is definitely
We
a
do
main
get a
character
lot
for
of
sure.
Marcel, you know, like
We get so much of Marcel.
we
like, so
also
much
get a
more
lot of
backstory,
Leos,
so
but
much
we
more
do
hopes
get a
and
lot of
dreams.
Marcel. I think if I had to pick, it would definitely still be Leos, but I think there is an argument.
Leos as like the main character, like main
Yeah.
character number 1, because it's his sister they're trying to save. It's his perspective we see everything from.
Yeah.
It's his viewpoint, like
It's his desire to eat monsters. He's the
that
bro.
gets the ball rolling.
Yeah. No, I understand. I'm just saying there's an argument. I mean, you know, I'm upset that there's a fucking human Fallon pop-up parade and we still don't have a goddamn I'm so upset. Why? She's there. She's in like 4 scenes. Why?
Hey, he'll come home from the war.
Please. I have hope that we're gonna finish the season, right? Whatever it is, the grouping of it. And then we're just gonna get a ton of all the Leos' love is gonna happen, right? That's my hope.
Yes. So I follow Good Smile on Insta, and I have been like telling them, "Hey, Leo's pop up when I want to collect them all." So I'm doing your work, Ori. I'm doing it for you.
Thank you. I'm over here with like a bookmark folder that just says figures, and it's like 4 different sites, including Good Smile, because Good Smile didn't have the Sega figures, so I needed that one. But to like look at all of them.
Oof, hang in there, pastry puff.
It's okay.
But Mason, to answer your question, so I have 3 pins I'm looking to pass on. One of them is a pin of the main character from Brand New Animal. She was the raccoon girl.
Ooh.
I like her. She's cute. I don't like head pins very much. I guess I need to say what a head pin is, or what I call a head pin. So, what is a head pin? A head pin, though they can be very lovely, it does very much depend on the art style. A head pin, as I define it, this is just the character's head. There's no neck, there's no chest, it's literally just the character's head. It kind of looks like a bean, there's not much detail. It's kind of like a filler pin in a way. It's cute, but I gotta admit, I have been leaning toward the more intricate pins, like the ones with
You definitely get like really like pinboard only super ornate runs.
Huh?
You definitely get like the massive like pinboard only like super heavy ornate ones.
Oh yeah, because I like that shit.
I definitely
it's art I can touch and wear.
I try to go in like the middle where it's like both, but I could still wear it.
See, I'm not a big pin wearer. Aside from one pin, like I have my my Totoro chains that I like to wear sometimes. Those are cute.
Yeah,
I don't know if
those
I
are
would ever
fun.
wear my
Color
anime pins
chains.
out of the house.
Oh,
Although
I wear
I
all of
did
mine.
wear my
I'm
Demon
ready.
Slayer pins when I was going to see Mugen Train.
When we start getting warm enough where I can wear my like short sleeve like polos every day and not have to wear jackets and stuff,
It
the
was
pins
80
are coming
fucking
out.
degrees yesterday. You're telling me you're not
Okay.
there yet?
Yeah, it was 80 degrees yesterday, and then it was like 50 today. Okay, like we're not.
Oh, I know.
We're not there yet.
I was there. I was outside in both.
Me too. No, I think you did it right, Pastry Puff. It's Hotsun, Zeppelin.
Oh,
I don't
totally.
know what else rhymes with Hotsun.
Hotsun, Boatsin.
Boatsin's not a word.
Coats in. It's more like phrases.
Mars has gone a little far afield here, guys. You have a poem to finish up.
Or goat skin.
Goat skin.
There
Votes
we
in!
go.
Yeah. Votes in, the votes in. Nice.
There we go.
Peasy.
See, I said boats in.
There, it's peasy. There you go. Safe. Peasy. I rhymed easy.
Easy peasy. Cheesy.
Living breezy.
Sleazy. Breezy. Queasy.
Sneezy.
Sleazy.
Wheezy.
Creepy. Not really.
Goats in.
Quotes in.
That's like alternate universe caller Hotsun. Goatsin.
Oh my god.
I mean, he'd look cute with the little horns. Come on.
Oh, he'd be adorable.
He'd be fucking
Hello,
cute with
Jamie.
anything. I don't
Welcome.
think.
Thank you for the lurk.
Oh, thank
Also,
you.
I see your comment, Mason. Brand New Animal was so good. Honestly, I can't deny that little inspiration came from there too.
I don't remember what I saw, but I saw that like Shiro's voice actor did something that I was looking at. Oh, I think it's one of the Mashley VAs. VAs did Shiro, and I was like, yes, I love Shiro. I drew Shiro. I don't know if I have a picture of it. Is it this? Is it this one? It might be this one. Would he be cute with a goatee? I bet I could make it work. I mean, his dad kind of had a goatee. Didn't I give his dad kind of like a goatee? So I feel like it's valid. It's viable.
Hell yeah. And then the other two pins I'm trying to pass on, one is a Halloween themed Vaporeon, which has like a kind of sparkle effect. It's cute, but it doesn't really fit in with my other pins that I currently have. So I'm like, I'm not too attached to it.
Yeah, his
and
dad's
then
got a little
third
something.
pin I'm trying to get rid of is an Evangelion ship pin between the main character and I think his name is Kaworu, the white-haired boy. That was one of those ones where I bought it as a splurge, and then later on I realized, oh, I'm not as into Evangelion as I thought I was. Those are the three that need new homes.
They all have parents.
Everyone in the cast has parents.
Yeah, Shiro in this one?
Or had parents. See if you could guess which one is the had parents character. I feel like you guys do know.
Shiro, I could have sworn you were in this sketchbook. It's a lot of Griffin.
It was actually something I was considering, Mason, because I've seen in Discords, like other servers I'm a part of, there is some pin trading going on. I'm not sure if that's something we could do, but maybe we could workshop that in the future. I'm not sure how many pin lovers we have.
Oh, there, I found it.
What'd you find?
I found my one Shiro sketch I did when I watched Brand New Animal.
Ah, Disney pins, classic Mason.
Yeah, I have so many
wish
Disney
I was
pins.
more into pin collecting when I went to Disney. Trouble is, I was 4 and I didn't know the magic of pins just yet. I got an
Um,
autograph book instead.
I had the best Disney pin experience. So I've been to Disney 3 times. Once I was 3, so obviously I didn't really know. But my parents got me pins on like a lanyard and stuff and everything like that. And then we went again. It must have been like 10th grade, something like that. So I totally knew about all the Disney pins.
Chuckling because you called yourself out.
What?
Same kind of called themselves out by saying, like, what rhymes with origami? Former army. No, that doesn't rhyme. Oh, no, the timing of it just got me. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just want to make sure I know what's up. And then, so I did a lot of pin trading and stuff. And then, which I didn't realize, I went back, like, just later that year for a marching band thing. And so I was like, I've just been to Disney. I'm like the guru. I'm like trading pins left and right. And yeah, very fun. Salami.
Ori's
yeah,
got an economy going.
that works. Origami, salami, yeah.
Oh, origami economy. There we go. It works. It works. Economy.
Origami. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
The first part doesn't need to rhyme, only the last
For
part.
a true for a true rhyme, they have to be like really similar. I'm pretty sure.
True rhyme?
A true rhyme. A trararm.
Charm.
Charm.
God, what the hell was I trying to say the other day that I screwed up so bad?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't even remember, but I know I had a moment.
I don't even know.
I don't either. That's how bad it was.
Such is life.
Such is life. Such is life.
Tommy or Akami? Yeah, I guess. It feels better than economy.
If you say it like origami and not origami.
Well, it's
like,
origami because it's
most
supposed to be
people
like
do.
origami, right? That's why we say it that way.
It rhymes.
I definitely don't think of the Danganronpa Nanami though. He's right here, my Nanami from JJK.
Rest in pieces, quite
Literally.
literally.
Mars, cars, Mars is easy to rhyme. Stars,
Yeah, that one's easy.
bars.
Try the whole name, Lore of Mars. Good luck.
Yep, so I do an origami.
Mm-hmm.
When I will admit, before like we started being like internet personalities, I guess I don't know what to call this, but I always in my head said origami, and that's just because it came from Origami Cam, which was like my very first username in Places, like my first email address, and that was because origami is a thing I like, and Cam is a nickname. And so I was like, brilliant, Origami Cam. And then when I started trying to be like an artist, it was like, okay, I want to have like a different thing. But Origami Cam, it's too clunky. Let's see. Ooh, Origami, because like spell like, and that's just how my brain said it. But then everybody else on the internet is like, oh, it's origami, like origami, and it's like, yeah, that does make sense, and I don't have a problem with it. You know, the shortening is Ori, and that's, I will say when Cinder says like kami or whatever, like it says the whole thing origami, I was just like, this is weird. This is not, my brain is not wired for
where
this.
I'm like processing.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like if I said cinder block, you know, every time. It's just like a little like, this is not what my brain is expecting.
Instead of cinder, you're like cinder.
Yeah, it's just like, my brain is not expecting this.
Tour of cars, pour of stock.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are so passionate about rhyming tonight.
Yeah.
I will say, as much as I did not enjoy dusting everything today, oh, that's kind of a lie. I did have some good music playing, but it is so nice to have a clean room again. Like, I did not realize how bad it was over this semester. Jesus Christ.
That's what happens. It just kind of gets away from you sometimes, and there's like a
sometimes it happens every damn time.
well, there's like a point, right? There's like a okay, I can see it's messy and it bothers me, but I don't have time to do it. And then you get past that point, and now you're used to it, and it's like
See, my problem was I had rings from my teacups on every single surface.
Oh shit!
In my room.
I will say,
Except the shelf with the figures, because I would never risk it over there.
So Dylan,
But,
Doug, and I
literally, it was everywhere. I'm just like, I need to invest in coasters. This is bad.
So
So bad.
Dylan, Doug, and I live together, and I hate cleaning. To do what Mars just talked about doing today, I think I would have literally keeled over dead. I hate it so much. I get overwhelmed very quickly about it.
I just need good music, and then I can power through.
Yeah, I can't do that. And thankfully, Dylan, Doug, and I are in a good enough spot where we split to have like a cleaning people come every other week, and it's like this is a godsend. We would not live because we had to wait. We like pushed it back once because like we had a guest coming, so I wanted to make sure that like the cleaning people came right before the guest showed up, right? So it was like, oh, we live like civilized humans in the place. We're clean. Look, it was Dylan's mom, so I wanted a good impression. But after that third week, we're like in that third week, I'm like, oh my god, I need them to come. I'm dying. This is terrible. It was so bad. But the best feeling is coming home, because I get home from work first, and I come home, and it smells so nice, and everything is so clean, and vacuumed, and, like, organized, and I'm just like, oh, so good.
Top tier feeling.
I will say, yeah, one of the first luxuries
don't have the for that.
You should afford yourself is that it's not, to be honest, it's not that expensive for like an apartment, and especially when you're splitting it between like 3 people, you know? And it's only every other week. You know, even just doing it once a month or something, you know, just having it. It's a nice little, it's a luxury. Obviously, I understand, you know, if you can't afford it, such is life, you know, unfortunate. But if you don't know how to splurge, it's a good splurge, I will say. It's a nice little, ooh. Very nice.
Very nice indeed.
We also don't have like a full house, you know. To like clean a house would definitely be a lot more than our like 3-room and 1-bathroom apartment, you know. But yeah, especially if you have like roommates, you know. What, I think we do like $60 every other week, so that's only $30 a week. Not bad.
Not too shabby. That's pretty damn good, actually.
Yeah, exactly. It costs less than you think. I learned that apparently my mother and father had, you know, a cleaning service come like every other week when they lived in an apartment as well before they had me. And I was like, what do you mean? I never knew of this. I thought this was like a super bougie thing. And they're like, no, it's actually not that expensive. And I was like, damn.
I thought it was a super bougie thing too.
Yeah.
I've been lied to.
I've been lied to.
What the fuck?
It was never going to be only lighting. Safe.
It usually isn't.
It's very whoops. What the okay.
We like to use as the topics as like a starting point, and then kind of see where the night takes us.
And to try and, you know, give you guys a reason to come besides just, you know, hanging out with us. You know? I mean, I will say, when you guys do just come hang out with us, it's pretty wild. It's like, damn, wow.
It definitely means a lot.
It means a lot.
I'm sure.
4 of
No,
tars.
you don't have to choose to spend your evenings this way, but you do.
And we
for that, we're
greatly
very
appreciate it.
grateful.
Yeah.
4 of tars. How many of these do you got, Pastry Puff?
As many as it takes.
And Nicole. Oh, geez, you guys are tag teaming it.
Oh, my roar of cars.
4 of tars. Wow. So many aliases.
Soar
to pick
above
from.
stars.
Ooh. Now these are starting to sound
Go all
like
day.
like D&D moves, like roar of cars. I just imagine like you roar and suddenly you conjure a whole bunch of cars.
I was picturing very different. I was picturing more like the cars, like you conjure a bunch of cars
Oh,
and
like the
they make
engine?
the roar sound and that like intimidates people or something, yeah.
Yum yum yum.
I don't know, it'd be pretty scary.
I definitely wouldn't want that hurtling at me.
Storage jars. Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
That was nice. Laura bars driving her cars while dropping bars. Woo!
Am I dropping music bars, gold bars, Milky Way bars? What am
Poem
I
bars.
dropping? What bars?
Poem bars.
Ah.
Yes, the Kofi will have a new poem.
Yes. Oh, I gotta refine that. When's
You
that
do.
due?
Calendar. Gotta look at it. See the exact date. The 29th, but sooner, please. Try the 22nd.
Definitely sooner, but good. That gives me a lot of time.
Yeah, I made it last. Drooping.
That's
You're
perfect.
dropping pubs. Nora Charles.
Honestly,
Goodness.
after tomorrow, I can work on that because I have a final presentation and a final tomorrow.
Oh snap!
Oh,
I guess
snappity snap.
I guess Enthuse is not free of the school yet.
Ugh. It'd be rough. School holds a hostage for a very long time.
Indeed, it's like part of
Ooh,
me is
Force
like,
of Arms. I
oh
like that
shit,
one.
it's May, and the other part of me is like, it's only May.
It's one of those things where I'm realizing, oh man, next month we're gonna be like halfway through the year. What the hell?
Yeah, right. It's kind of like,
What the shit?
wait, hold on.
When did that happen?
Okay, guys. Back to lighting real quick, because I have an example. As you can see here, Ferrix has fur on his hands, so I like to give him that texture there as well. That's it. That's all I have to say.
We now return you to your daily schedule chaos.
Indeed. Whoop. We love the vibe of the rim lighting.
We
God,
are always here for vibe.
looks so good.
You're never not.
It
here
ain't
for
Ori
vibe.
art without rim lighting, man. It's just totally.
Well, that's like one of your trademarks now.
Yeah.
Signature.
See, it's one of those things where it's like it stops becoming like a render and it becomes a style, right? Now it's a style because I'm consciously choosing every time to add it in, even though technically it ain't a thing. And that's the big thing, guys. Okay, we're kind of jumping into a little slightly different of a topic, but if you ever have the question of like style versus, you know, like is it my style or is it, you know, because people let me back up and let me start this brain of thought over. Okay.
I think we need an introduction to this topic.
Sometimes there's a lot of argument, you know, and people will claim that like, oh, you know, it's this, like the anatomy's bad or, you know, or just wonky or something, and someone will be like, oh, it's just my style. Okay. Sometimes that is valid. Sometimes it's not valid. And how do you know when it's valid? And the difference is whether or not you're doing it purposefully, right? If you have long arms on all your characters because you specifically want the arms to be abnormally long, longer than, you know, a person would normally have their arms in like average anatomy, then that is your style. You are consciously making the decision for that. If, however, it just turns out that all of your characters have abnormally long arms, and that is not something that you specifically intended to make happen, that at that point in time is not your style. It's a mistake. Now, can you like that and moving forward continue purposefully that way? Yeah, and then it can become your style. But it's not originally your style. That's a very good mentality to have, Safe. You know, especially on the internet today, making art for yourself. I certainly, you know, as a human, I like validation, but I'm thankful that I have people like Mars and Dylan that, make the bug a feature. Exactly. You can do that. Now, you don't have to do that, but you can do that, and that can be a choice. But so that's how it is. I know that my rim lighting is definitely not a real, actual thing that happens this often. However, I consciously choose to add it anyway, because I like it. Thus, making it a style.
She like it like that.
But if I thought or had the illusion that I was doing lighting the correct and proper way all the time, but was not, that wouldn't be style. Varix, this always happens with your hair.
What happened with his hair?
It's how I drew his hair.
Oof.
And that's what the liquefy tool is for.
Liquefy his hair.
Success.
Gorgeous. Same with like the people hate how they draw eyes. People draw eyes over the hair. I just like how the eyes look, and I don't want to cover them up. I guess, unless, you know, you're purposefully trying to cover them up. Like by, you know, specifically giving a character bangs that are specifically meant to hide their eyes.
I love that quote, Pastry Puff.
It has pockets! Alrighty. We love...
Mute.
I don't know. Do you have anything to talk about, Mars? I'm just blanking.
Well, I'm certainly trying to think of things, you know.
It's
funny.
Happened?
There's only so much I can share about the script writing because, you know, outside of just talking technique, strategy, tropes and stuff, like, I can't reveal what I'm currently working on because that's technically spoiler.
It's all spoilers.
So it makes it a little difficult. I will say though, I am having a lot of fun writing a scene that's going to take place away from all our main boys. It's kind of a little bit of a side thing that's going to transition us into the next bit. It has been very fun to work on because I have not been able to work with this character too much outside of
she loves writing this character.
God damn, I love writing this character. He's so mean, he's so nasty, and God, it's fun.
She loves writing this character so much, so yeah, I can imagine she's having a good time.
I am having a very good time. This is what I do when
I
like
love
things
that
are
pastry
slow
puff.
at work or I have some time to kill between class. Literally, the notes on my phone are open, and I'm just like doot 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 writing script.
Oh, okay. We'll take a little Band-Aid tangent because I want to show it off.
Ah, yes, yes,
Mean and nasty, yeah.
absolutely, Nicole,
Nicole.
absolutely.
Okay, we're good. Comic Outcast.
Mean,
I
nasty,
use.
questionable boyfriend.
Yeah, speaking of, where is the comic, please? This one.
Poor Hudson got it bad.
Oh, I didn't even realize my bikini was still open.
God, freaking context.
Never! Let me close that.
Well, safe. That's just the law of equivalent exchange. You know, you have something good, you gotta have something bad to offshoot it.
Okay.
Balance
So,
it out.
where's... What? Well, why do you not exist? I don't like that I have... Why are all these lines not drawn, Ori? What the fuck? Okay. What the hell? Okay.
Please tell me you saved.
Yeah, I did save. It's not that, because we have... It's just me being a dumb, apparently. And
Okay.
not have drawn things. Right? The tickets are... If the ticket... Yeah, there he is. Okay. We're okay. But, I just wanted to show... God, why are none of these the ones that I want? Here we go. So, this is how... This is like... I lined Everett. This is basically like... I guess, like, middle end of last year? Right?
Right
On the
around
hair.
that time.
And it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. But then I, like, came back, and from just doing it, it's like...
Pastry puff, I'm pretty sure you have the correct spelling.
Damn!
It's the double R.
Look at that. Look at how good... The hair is
You know
so
what
good.
He reminds me of the bully from Top Gun.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
He has that look of, like, classic military bullies, but that's kind of the point.
He's definitely got that ice vibe.
Yeah.
Gay subplot and subtext included.
Yeah. But really, Ori, I did so many not of these. I thought I had all of these lines done.
You must have been skipping around.
I must have been skipping around. I skipped all the hands, apparently? Why did I skip the hands?
You were not feeling hands that day.
And I didn't want to draw these Everetts. Alright.
He reminds you
I
of
thought I
Lang.
was more done.
Who is Lang? I might be being dumb.
I feel like I'm also remembering this vaguely.
The
Okay,
name Lang
apparently
sounds
I just
familiar,
drew a
but I
lot
don't
less.
remember from
There's a
where.
lot less lines. I thought I was basically done, but I was not.
Gaslit herself.
I really did, because I was doing like color. Yeah. No, what? Okay, I might. Okay, there's something not right here. Did I color from this angle? No, I
Shilong Lang,
more.
okay.
Oh, okay, we'll see him, but I can see why. I thought I colored something else.
I can see it.
Now my brain is dying. Okay, I don't know. We'll figure it out another time.
I feel like revisit that one when you're awake again.
I also might just completely be misremembering things. But yeah, he's
Totally
meant to give.
possible.
I mean, what's the
I mean,
bully
oh,
in-
guys. I had a moment the other day where Ori had to save me. This was hysterical. We were both, like, dying at this. So I was working on the comic. I was working on entry 10, and I was getting those group shots done. Those lovely, lovely group shots. And I had just finished doing...
He also, okay, I'm sorry, hold on,
Ba-
Mars. He also
yes.
gives James Griffin Griffin? Yeah, James Griffin from Voltron, Keith's bully.
Oh man, he
like
really
I
does.
really didn't like. I'm gonna tell you.
This was completely
I
unintentional.
I didn't sit down and be like, yes, I'm going to draw Everett as every like military brat bully boy exists, but I did, and like because fucking why
military brat bully boys just have a universal appearance.
they do just have a universal appearance, and why fix something that
Why
ain't
is
broken,
that?
man? Like what the fuck? All right, please continue, Mars, about your sad, horrific time.
Oh, it was very sad. So, I had just finished doing Sinet's Tale. Now, Sinet's Tale takes a little bit of a while because it's got the stripes, it's got the spots, it's got all those lovely, lovely little details. And I was very proud of these lovely little details when they were finished. Now, when I'm proud of how something comes out, I usually like to capture it as a little mini speed paint just to have something to put on my socials. So, you guys have seen the way I record these speed paints. I basically hit the back button as many times as I can to undo everything I've done, and then I hit record, and then click like redo as quick as I can, and then speed it up post video to make it look fast. That is how I do those reels, and that is what I tried to do here. So before I did that, I did do the smart thing, and I saved the completed image. This is important. I saved the completed image. Then I undid everything. So after I finished undoing everything, I got a call from one of my lovely, lovely friends. And I was like, okay, I can record once I'm done with this call. I'll just take some chill time. As I'm on this call, I forgot that Clip Studio Paint, there we go, likes to autosave every now and then. So when I got off this call, and I eventually tried to do the redo button to get the speed paint footage. First, I had to bring my computer out of sleep mode. So I just hit like the pad with the pen to wake up my computer. And when I did, I noticed that the redo button was grayed out and I couldn't bring anything back. So I'm clicking on it and it's not working. All of my work, not working at all, not coming back. And I'm like, oh no, please don't tell me I just lost an hour's worth of work. That is not good. So I tell myself, no, it's okay, because I remember saving it. Yay, smart Mars, go me. So I go into my files and I open the one that's dated for today and that was recently saved. And it opens the one that is unfinished. And I'm just sitting there with the pit in my stomach like, oh no, shit, I don't know what to do. So I started thinking, Microsoft Word, Google Docs, they all have some kind of feature that allows you to go into the history of your work and restore the previous thing. So I was like, okay, maybe I can do that. Maybe if I restore it, it'll bring everything back. But I had no idea how to open this. So I contacted the helpline. I contacted Ori because
I'm very glad that you did.
I was scared. I needed help. So I call Ori. I'm like, hey, help. I don't know what to do. Basically explained everything I just told you guys. And we're trying to figure it out. We're trying all these different techniques, all these different things Ori's finding online.
So
if you want to jump in, like, go for it.
So Mars comes to me so she just starts calling me on Discord, which is unusual.
No prompt whatsoever. I didn't even say like, hey, are you free?
Yeah, nothing. Just suddenly it goes bloop 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 bloop, and I was like, okay, picks up. Hi, and so she starts explaining.
She knows when that happens. I'm either having an art crisis or a character died.
We're having a problem, and I don't know what it is yet. So I'm like, okay, hello. And she's like, oh, so sorry. I'm glad you picked up. And she starts explaining this to me, and so immediately she's like, where's the backup files? Where's the versions, right? I'm like, okay, so we're trying to figure it out, and we're trying to we're not finding it. And I'm like, okay, you need to tell me exactly what happened, how we did this, what happened. Because Mars is starting to spiral a little bit. She's like, oh, I'll just have to do it all over again. It's fine, it's fine. I'm like, Mars, shut up. You need to tell me what happened and exactly what you did after this.
I still have 3 other group shots to do. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, just like, I'm like, Mars, please, shush. You need to tell me after so you saved it before you hit undo. And then what did you do? And she's like, okay.
It was actually 5 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah. Thankfully, not 2 in the morning. I would not have picked up.
I would never do that to Ori, even if it was an art emergency.
Or Ori wouldn't wake up. She's just a very strong sleeper. But so I'm like, Mars, like, tell me. So you saved it, and then you undid, and then you waited. You went away and you walked away. What did you do when you came back? Did you save it again? She's like, no, I touched the pad to wake up the computer, and then it wasn't there. And I was like, okay, but after that, what did you do next? And she's like, nothing, I didn't do it. I called you. Like, this is where we're at. And I'm like, okay, good. So I tell her to save, just in case, the file that she's working on under some other different name. Doesn't matter.
The file, oops.
Yeah, close it out, and then open the file that she had saved before. And voila, there it is. Now, for everybody who knows, this is what happened. So, Mars undid all of the stuff, and in waking up her computer by touching the art pad, she made a mark somewhere on the canvas that the computer then registered as basically a new timeline, right? So she undid everything and made a mark accidentally, and that removed all of her ability to redo the undo because the computer basically assumes that, oh, she doesn't need that anymore. She's starting from here, right?
Yeah.
But thankfully, she had saved before that on the completed thing. So that means that still exists, okay? But she can't open it while the file that it thinks that she's working on is already opening, which is what she talked about doing before.
I did not know this.
Yeah, because it just basically brings you to the file you're working on, because it's like, hey, it's already open right here in the state that you left it. But technically it won't update the actual save file until you manually save it.
That's why I was panicking so hard, because I kept clicking on the file I saved, and it was bringing me to the unfinished work. So I was like, what the hell happened? Did it automatically save and overwrite the thing? Or he's like, no, close out the one you're working on, now open it, and suddenly it was back. And I was like...
Because as long as the file you have is open, it's like, you're looking for this file. It's right here. You're working on it. Look at me. Yeah. Like, it's not actually opening. My computer was
basically telling me, here, dummy, it's right in front of you.
Yeah, it's not actually opening a new thing. It's literally saying, you're working on it, bitch. What the fuck? Here it is. And so I was like, okay, crisis averted.
The dog who's like, when the human opens the door and it's raining, no, human, open the door to sunshine and fun.
Yeah,
I've seen you do it before. Fix it, human.
When you open the fridge.
It was basically that.
Looking for new... Oh, that was one of my favorite things. It was like, when you keep opening the fridge, it's not because you're thinking that new food will appear. It's because you're seeing if your standards have lowered enough to eat what is in there.
God, that's so on point.
It's so good, right?
That's so fucking accurate.
So accurate indeed.
Yes, Ori saved me that day. I didn't have to redo Sinet's Tale, but I did not do any speed paint clips of the group shots because I was like, I need to get done.
Yeah, I'm like, Mars, you need to be done. I'm like, Mars, like, I need this.
Take screenshots. It's fine.
Yeah, we're on a bit of a tight deadline these days.
Yes, we are.
We're nearly in the clear though.
We're almost in the home stretch.
Yeah, guys.
Now that was a voice crack.
That was a voice crack.
That was a big
which the mic picked up very well though, surprisingly.
impressed. There are some voices and pitches that it can pick up, and then others it just struggles a lot. The Pearl and Miss Molly voice are extremely temperamental.
I don't know why. Like, I don't know why just computer to computer with the same headset is so weird.
And it's literally the exact same settings.
Yeah.
I have no freaking idea.
The internet will not tell me what the problem is.
Hey, this has allowed me to canonically age Pearl and age Miss Molly throughout the journey. So,
there you go.
You know,
it works.
It's not an inconsistency. Their voices are just changing as
make
they
the
grow.
bug a feature.
Make the bug a feature, exactly. When two feather fell from the sky. Ooh. That's interesting, Pastry Puff. I'm currently reading Memoirs of a Geisha. My friend recommended it to me a very, very long time ago. And I finally got a chance to pick it up this week and check it out. Definitely heavy. And I'm only at chapter 4.
Ooh.
Help. Nah, it's actually pretty good so far. I really like how this one is told. The book I was reading before this was Young Mungo. I liked it? Question mark?
Enthuse, are you done with homework? I'm legally contractually obligated to say this.
Yeah, sadly Ori's gotta yell at you if you're not.
You made a contract.
She's gotta be mom, else she's at liability.
Yeah, exactly. I can't get sued this early into our YouTube career.
Exactly.
It's just bad
we just
for
can't
optics.
risk it, you guys.
Yay!
You submitted the paper! Woo! Go Enthuse!
Now you can be here guilt-free.
Congrats.
Got an A! Congrats indeed!
Nice! Oh, that's awesome, Enthuse! It's always a good day when you get an A.
That rhymed. Look, we're back in rhymes.
When we're back in rhymes.
It's always back to rhymes.
Yeah, I've been reading for pleasure a lot.
Let's get Dylan to represent
which I'm
me.
actually really glad for.
He can't.
It's been so relaxing.
Well, maybe in civil suits? I don't know.
Yeah, they usually end up being that way, Enthuse. The bibliography is usually longer than the paper itself.
That means you did the work.
Exactly.
And that's and literally exactly what you just said is why I didn't go for a master's degree. No joke.
Well, unfortunately, to even work in my field, I need a master's degree.
Yeah, I'm very happy that I didn't need a master's.
It was either that or move to California, and I definitely
I'm very glad that you didn't do that, yeah.
I definitely didn't want to. Well, or Massachusetts, but I also did not want to do that.
It's definitely closer. But, yeah, I'm glad you're not that
closer,
far.
But still a distance. Still a distance.
Still a distance. Yeah, vibe Enthuse.
You know, Enthuse, you've done the time, now you can relax.
So Enthuse, I always loved school. I like learning. I like, you know, going to class and doing whatever. Like, I always enjoyed school. So I always like, ooh, you know, higher education would be fun. However, my least fucking favorite thing in the entire goddamn world, as you can tell by the reason that Mars is writing the comic, is writing shit. Okay? Writing. Hate it so much. Hate it so much. There's like 3 things that I like writing, and none of them are things that you do for school writing. So very, very, ugh. I did, however, find out that a lot of masters in my general field of study can be done as what is called thesisless masters. I think it's thesisless, yeah. Non-thesis masters. Which is like, ooh, that sounds right up my alley. However, they still make you do, like, this big project, and it's like, dude, I just want to go to school to learn more. I don't want to learn how to research. I'm not trying to go into, like, a lab and do stuff. I want to just be taught more shit. You know what I'm saying? I just want to learn more stuff. And so I was like, yeah, I don't really need it in my field. Ain't gonna do it. Wait on.
Whereas with mine, 'tis mandatory.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that going in, though, Mars?
I admittedly was a little blindsided by that in my third year of undergrad. But then I knew upon like graduation what I was getting myself into. So at that point it was kind of, well, do I want to work as an SLPA for a couple years, or do I just want to go to grad school? And then COVID kind of upended everything, because originally my plan was, okay, maybe I can be an SLPA somewhere, or at least a teacher's assistant. But then COVID kind of put an end to that. So I was like, well, I can't go into the schools. So I got to do something else in the meantime, and I got to earn a little extra money here and there. So that is how I ended up at my retail job for at least a year and a half. Definitely helped out, like nice little nest egg for later. So that's always appreciated. But it also gave me time to apply to grad schools and really figure stuff out. Like I always knew I was going to take a year off between. Like it was kind of always this idea of, if I'm going to be a TA, that's not going to be what I do for the rest of my life. Like I will eventually go back to school. And I guess just being in retail kind of edged me along further, because I was like, I don't want to be in retail anymore. I want
me out.
I want to be around nice people again.
Yeah, really. Oh my god.
I can't take these customer. Like, don't get me wrong. In speech, you definitely come across a whole bunch of personalities. Like, that's just what happens. That's the nature of people. But my god, there is a difference. Even just working my desk job, there is a different level of respect there than what I ever got when I worked in retail.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's very unfortunate, but I definitely, I worked sales, for trees, for tree work. And it's the same sort of thing. There are just types of, it's basically service jobs, right? Where your goal, your job directly relates to the satisfaction of the person giving you money. Okay? Those kinds of jobs suck. They just do. Because it relies on people's satisfaction, and they know it. And now, obviously, not everybody is a jerk, but that's where the jerks are. Right? But that's where the jerks are, because the jerks are the ones that know that they hold the keys to your paycheck, basically, in a way, right? To your job. Yeah. And that's the worst. So I just want everybody to know that, unfortunately, even though your first jobs are likely going to be service facing, or even sales jobs, most other jobs aren't like that. Because I my job now, love my boss. He's great. Love my boss so much. He's fantastic. But literally every crew member I've ever had to mildly interact with is so nice. That just, they know I'm here just for regulation. They're very nice. They answer, my questions when I have to ask them if they dug in the sidewalk.
That's the thing, though. You're dealing with other crew members. Like, they're in the same position as you. Like, don't get me wrong. My coworkers, phenomenal. I would not trade that for the world. It was the customers.
Oh, but what I'm saying is that, I'm not working with clients, right? My client basically is whoever owns the company that the crew members are working for, right? And I don't even have to negotiate with that in any way. We already got the job, I'm just doing the work.
That must be so nice, because I remember the horror stories you had from working
I hated
with
it. It was so bad. It was
freaking customers.
It was so funny. It was so funny. Oh my god. So I had my first kind of anal person that we had to deal with. So this was this was last week. And I was called to a job where they had to dig under a tree. But this tree is like the woman who like is on the board of like the apartment complex. She like planted this tree and like all the other trees down the street like 50 years ago. And the person living in the house that, you know, that this tree is directly in front of, like, really didn't want to have to, like, have them do anything, you know, to the tree and all this sort of stuff. So, you know, it's definitely being played off as, like, they're gonna be very anal about it. But thankfully, apparently I look like an arborist. Like, just existing. I, like, walk out and the board lady...
You do have that aura about you.
Yeah. The board lady is like, oh, you're the arborist? And I was like, oh, yes. And she's like, oh, how could I tell? Good night, Mason. And I was like, oh,
Night,
you know,
Mason.
it's
Thanks
the tree on the logo. And she's like, oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. You just seem like an arborist. And I was like, okay, works for me. Because I'm, like, ready. I'm, like, waiting, and I'm going to have to tell them, like, my like credentials, right? I'm gonna have to give them like my ISA number and everything. And I'm gonna have to be like, yes, I'm really an arborist. But no, they're just like, oh no, this one feels like an arborist. You got the vibe. And this whole thing. But it actually turns out that they hire a different location because of where they're located. But the company that I used to work for is a salesperson to do work on the trees. So I was like, oh, yeah, I was waiting for that. I was waiting. Actually, the other day I drove behind a truck of that company, and I like sent a picture at a stoplight to my parents. I was like, look who I got stuck behind. So, yeah, it's a small world after all.
That it is.
Okay, I will admit, sometimes I don't know if, like, I draw Milano, and I always don't remember if I have his shirt tucked or untucked. And then I have to be like, wait a second. But it's right. It's one of those, like, when you psych yourself out. Mm-hmm. You know, when you're like, okay, I know that I do this wrong, or it's not the way that I think it is, but you're already past that, and now it's like, no, the way that you think it is right. It's like, ah, crap. Wait, hold on. Oh, I wanted to say this before, but Mars started telling her horror story and pain about
I just
almost losing. Oh no,
funny.
It was very good topic to do it on. But yeah, guys, Outcast will be going into its first hiatus very soon.
Yes, because we need a backlog again.
Yeah, we have literally no backlog. I'm like one episode ahead, barely. This is not the episode that comes out next week, but it's the one that comes out of the week after that, and that's a little too close for me, because we're literally like going. And so yeah, we need a backlog again, but it'll be at a nice, good place to sort of take a break on, and it'll be good. And I think that the plan currently, ideally, hopefully, didn't know that could be something you'd be excited about, but ooh, hiatus, yeah, right? I'm glad. I mean, that's great. But yeah, so we have that coming up, and I think what's going to happen, you'll be doubly excited, Pastry Puff, because I think the goal that we're gonna do is we're going to post the Ace Attorney AU pages that I have, sort of as a every other week thing on the normal schedule, because I think that mathematically like ties us over perfectly with the Q&A to the end of the hiatus. I think that's the math. And hopefully the goal is then to also be releasing the Band AU comic to the Ko-fi. So we have like both.
Big stuff is coming, you guys. Big stuff.
So that's the goal, that's the plan. So it won't be devoid of Outcast stuff. yeah, we're gonna open it. We have already some questions, but people asking questions either to the characters, about the characters, and just answering them with maybe some little doodles and stuff. We'll see if they'll be actual physical doodles, because that's when I have the most time, or they'll be digital doodles, who knows. But yeah. So it's where you can ask questions, you know, that sort of stuff. I know you guys get to ask a lot of questions, but you can ask characters questions, I think, is the main draw, because we don't really do that on here, because we want to make sure that it's very canon.
As the characters.
Exactly. So that would be the time for that. We want to make sure it's very canon, spoiler-free, etc.
Yes. We will do what we can.
And that's the goal. And then we'll get back up, and then we'll have a specific date when we go on hiatus as to when we will come back, because I don't want anybody to be like, oh, I have to wait. You know, no, it'll be a specific full date. And then the plan moving forward after that is that after every entry, we do have a shorter hiatus in between, just to make sure that we have a little time, we're taking our backlog, keeping it, etc., etc.
Just doing our thing.
Just doing our thing, indeed. I will say, it looks quite promising for being on track pretty easily, because...
Oh, I will say, I got my summer schedule. Ori, we will discuss this more, but it's looking incredibly promising.
Ooh, nice. Very nice. And yeah, so that's
big things in the future,
stuff.
you guys.
Big things indeed.
And then we're coming up on Streamiversary. And
oh god, and that is big stuff too.
all of that.
Lots of big... That'll have a very big announcement that I have to prepare for. Oh god.
It's okay, Ori. You can do this.
Oh, that reminds me. Mars, remind me about Streamiversary at the end of stream.
Okay.
I need to ask someone something. But I need to remember.
Remember, Ori, remember.
But yeah, so big things for the rest of the year. Coming down the
Lots
pipeline.
Of big things. Oh, it's so exciting. Yeah, it's almost Streamiversary again.
Yeah, we're getting close. End of July.
Yeah.
So what, 3 months away?
3 months out. Yep. Holy shit.
It's getting close. So yeah, lots of things. I mean, I gotta tell you, it's wild that I'm like sitting here at the hiatus and I'm like, oh, the end of the hiatus, and then fuck, it's gonna be 2 years podcast. Wait, hold on. That's not. Wait a second. I was
like, wait a second, how did that happen?
When did that happen? Jeez. Yeah.
But it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Time is so weird. I gotta say.
Time has been dilating and expanding all around me for some reason.
It's not even... I think
and
time...
I don't know why.
I feel like time is always like this. Like, I feel like there's never a time when time isn't like this. Yeah, I feel like I can't imagine why it would be different otherwise. Right? You know what I'm saying? So they say that time, you know, time flies by if you don't, like, have, like change, I guess, in your life, in the sense of that's like, you know, going out and doing new things and having new experiences slows the passage of time, right? But I don't feel, one, I'm definitely doing that, but two, I don't feel like it's like rushing by, like I've lost, you know, right? Like my life is passing me, like I don't feel like it's like that, where it's like, oh, my life is passing me by and I'm like not doing anything. It's not like it's that sort of feeling.
Like that.
But it's definitely like oh, I'm very fulfilled, and like it feels like that was only so just, you know, just a little bit
just
ago,
yesterday.
in like a good way, right? In like a good way. But then there's also just like, I'm so happy that it's May. There's all these fun things to look forward to in May and June and July and whatever. But then there's also like the, oh crap, wait, it's already, wait, this week it's gonna be May tomorrow? Like, wait, what? And it's like, how does it all happen? We're already 9 months into the new avatars. Oh, that's wild. That's weird to think about. Yeah, that is insane. They won't get a new update, though. I'm telling you that now. The avatars are not the thing that's getting an update. Yeah, that's wild, Enthuse. Oh, God. See, and it doesn't feel like that long ago, but not in like a, oh God, you know, it's been that long. It's just like a wow, you know? Time is weird. Yeah, it does not feel like that. But not in a bad way. I think that's the big thing to say, right? It's definitely not like running by. Memes in the fridge. The refrigerator door. That's the memes channel. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the cookies. Look at all these lovely
thanks
cookies.
for baking.
We get to do that again. I had a brilliant fucking idea for Cookies Mars. I have to tell you now so I don't forget it.
What's the idea?
I'm gonna message you.
Please do.
Brilliant. Alright. Yes, I did send it to you. I was worried. I sent it somewhere else. You're getting close, Roval. Okay. Yeah, it's wild. And then I see, like, comic artists that I, like, look up to and follow and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, 9 years! And it's like, wait, what? Jesus. That's wild. And it's like one of those things where it's like, I don't want Outcast to end. Also, it's gonna be a really long time. But also like, oh god, 10 years? I do want to do other things.
And we will definitely do those other things.
It is just very funny. I definitely
you ever
don't...
just start adding words to hit a word count.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh! Hell yeah!
Yeah,
I love that
right?
idea.
It's so good.
That's too good. That's top tier.
I know, right, Enthuse? Oh my god. Anytime, there are so many times that I'm like, ooh, like, talks about Kick the PJ, or fucking, like Skeleton Man, and I was just like, and they're like, oh yeah, 10 years old, 11-year-old, and it's like, fuck. What? How can it be that old? It's so wild. Time is very much an illusion. And as long as it's not going in a bad way, you can just vibe with it.
Exactly.
And, you know, stuff will always be further and closer than it appears. Because it keeps going.
Doesn't it always? Okay,
I think the best
150
part
words,
is, though,
I need
that, like,
175 at most.
you remember those things from that long ago. Like, I like being like, oh yes, I remember this. You know, my example right now is Kick the PJ because freaking Chuckles, it's not Chuckles, Wiggles. Chuckles is a fucking D&D thing. Wiggles the clown. There's too many fucking clowns. Why do I know so many fucking, like, weird, like, fake clowns? I don't know. This is another thing. But Wiggles the clown, like, came up. And it's like, oh yeah, I remember. And then, like, all the Kick the PJ videos that I love, like, come flooding back. And it's just like... It's just like...
memories.
But it's like, it's... What I'm happy about is it's good that I remember them. Right? I'm happy that, you know, you keep them in there. Jeez, enthuse, damn. Yeah, 100% pastry puff. Someone mentioned to me Gideon, who's the guy that Chuckles haunts. He's like I think he's a tiefling. I don't actually know. He's got red with the beard, and he's the one that Chuckles haunts. Yeah, no, we like Chuckles the clown. Chuckles is great.
Everybody, so sorry to interrupt, but my mom has informed me that it is currently raining and my car is not covered and the sunroof leaks, so I need to go cover it. I will be right back.
But yeah, Chuckles is great. I think what recently happened is they recently like animated a bunch of his stuff. So that's why he's coming up a lot. I had known Chuckles beforehand, but I can't remember why. Someone said something about Gideon to me a long time ago, and it made me find their campaign. I find that I'm a person that I always try to watch, like, nice save. I always try to watch, like, D&D, like, Let's Plays, I guess. But, yes! Chuckles is so good. Chuckles is great. I will say, I do really enjoy, another one I have to recommend is this, I think it's called the Stinky Dragon Tavern. Let me fact check that. Stinky Dragon Adventures? Okay, it's called Tales from the Stinky Dragon. And a lot of their stuff is like they made these like felt puppets that they like puppet around to do like, you know, what they do from their little scenes from their campaign. And it's really well done, and they actually have like a show that they do on like their website, but I highly recommend them. They're really fun. Yeah, more like Geneva Convention, more like Geneva Suggestion. Yes, yeah. No, Chuckles is great. But yeah, I think they recently just had a bunch of that, I think they did like a whole thing where they had someone animate a lot of it, so I think that's why he's like really coming up these days. Man, I don't have this many like Chuckles quotes memorized, but yeah, I did notice he's been coming up a lot. Good for them. They do a bunch of funny stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely a person that likes the sort of like what's the word? Yeah, give me your best war cry. I'm going to commit war crimes. No, war cry. I'm going to commit war crimes. I've seen him around before, but I don't know when they did. I hadn't seen a bunch of these like animated ones in at the beginning. I saw like the regular ones. Chuckles the clown comes up. Yeah, I guess maybe not. No, that one's not far in the past. I don't know. Algorithm came for Chuckles. And, they got Chuckles. I wonder who animates them. I wonder if it's someone, like, one of them, or if they hired an artist, someone else. I don't know. Oh, you've been watching them for so long? Yeah. Yeah, no, one Chuckles is like at 10 million. No, they're doing real good.
Okay, I am back.
Yeah, every like animated Chuckles is in the millions. 4.8. Welcome back, Mars. 3.6. 3.2.
Oh, damn. That's a lot.
4.3. Yeah, what's the... Space Clown versus Space Kraken has 10 million views, the animated version. No, they've gotten really well for themselves. It's good. They seem like a fun group. I always want to watch like the live play or whatever it is, but I just can't do it. And they hired one. Yeah, we'll be ending
one. I definitely missed
11:30 Pastry Puff. Hmm? You missed what? Talking about Chuckles the Clown.
The Dune one. I definitely haven't seen that.
Oh, no. I don't know. If I'm being honest at this point. Oh, I think I did see the Dune one. Yes, I did see the Dune one. I recall. But yeah, they really definitely made it big with Chuckles, I gotta say. Yeah, Chuckles does go way back though, damn. Wild. I'm just trying to see like where Chuckles like comes in. Okay, let me find it. YouTube. Let's see if I can find it easily. Is it this one? I think it's... Yes, it's this one. Okay. I have found it. Let's pause the lo-fi background music. Mars, if you have never... Have you seen Chuckles the Clown before?
I have definitely not.
Oh, guys, this will be Mars's first time seeing Chuckles the Clown in the Dune one.
Alrighty. Oh, let's go.
Okay, we'll do Dune, and then we'll do Warcry, and that'll be it. Where's my thing? That'll be it for the Chuckles watch-alongs. God, why can't I brain my anything, please? This one.
Your computer is really fighting you tonight with
no,
that.
it's literally solely like my brain being able to figure out what I have to do.
Oh, bad brain. Slap, slap.
Stop. Let me back it up and pause it, please. Okay, it doesn't matter. We'll do it later. Okay, here we are.
Here we go.
Unmute.
Spice melanges on my little heart-shaped pumps. Boom, 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 boom. Control the spice, control the universe, control the spice, control the universe. The spice must flow! Oh! I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain.
Sand is blowing around you, and in the background you can hear a woman.
The animation is surprisingly fluid.
Oh, it's really good.
I'm fearing again. It's not passing through me. It's all in me.
You know, I always like that Hans Zimmer.
Spice melanges on my...
Alright, and we have the war crimes. It's this one.
Oh my god.
Oh, hold on.
Let's
Let me do it.
I'm going to pull out my plastic...
Oh, come back.
Can
Okay.
we get a Chuckles war cry, please?
I'm going to commit various war crimes.
No, war...
I'll be wanted in at least 13 different countries.
A war cry.
Oh, a war cry? I'm going to commit various unforgivable war crimes! I'll be wanted in every country!
Close enough.
Mustard? How about mustard gas? Geneva Convention, more like Geneva Suggestion. Come, my child soldier.
Full metal jacket.
Oh, I become a space warlord in the Outer Rim.
Oh, I love that. The laugh at the end. Oh, so good.
Mo and this guy, we got along great.
Oh yes. This is a definitely a clown that I could see Dylan playing.
Oh, hella. For sure.
Yeah. No, there's a ton of Chuckles. Chuckles very much embodies the D&D sort of chaos that can occur. Oh, I'm like, it's silent. The music's not back on. I have to fix that.
Ah, it's so deathly
Ah.
silent.
I got there.
No.
I fixed it. We're safe. We're saved. Okay, guys, if I can finish just this last panel, I've done the amount that I needed to do today. And then I've done nearly all of the things I had to do today, except my video editing quota. Ever since you started watching me, the cloud came out of nowhere. We are one. It's because we have Mo going on, and that's a clown, and then you have Chuckles. Okay, guys, this is your homework. Your homework is look up, kick the PJ, Wiggles the clown. Okay, we're in it for clowns here. We got Mo, we got Chuckles. Now you need Wiggles in your life. Okay, Wiggles the clown. You gotta do it.
Wiggles the
It's
clown.
great. Okay, by kick the PJ, Wiggles the clown. All right, that's your homework.
So it is said, so it shall be.
We're on. This is the clown universe, okay? Gotta collect them all. But I'm certainly not upset if our content is shown up alongside the likes of Chuckles.
I definitely have no complaints about that. I'd rather that than what the hell was it, like Pomni furry stuff?
Okay.
I don't even fucking remember. It was like Pomni making out
Good
with
night,
half the
pastry
cast.
puff. Yeah. So basically, for those who don't understand, on as a creator on
Bye, pastry
YouTube,
puff.
as a creator on YouTube, you get access to this, like, it's called like research channel. And basically what I believe the objective of having such like a feature is to allow you to see other content that is sort of you know, in like a similar niche supposedly to your content, so that you can see like what kind of stuff is doing well, and thus you can make content, you know, your content, and like cater it and stuff like that. That is my understanding of what that tab is for. The first time I ever look at this tab, yeah, definitely pastry puff. The first thing, so I'm on this tab on our other YouTube channel, guys. If you don't know about our other YouTube channel, it's Folding Planets. It has all of our Outcast dubs and other content on there as well. You should go follow that too.
It's very good. We're not biased at all.
Yeah, no, this is completely unbiased. Plug here. Go listen to the Outcast dub over there. It doesn't have like awesome, really great voice actors, you know, or anything. Haha. But point is that, so I'm on that channel specifically, and the reason for that is it's important. I have mostly shorts that say something along the lines of comic dub in the hashtags, in the tags. And so I end up on this like research tab, and literally like every single video is like a NSFW slash like kind of like smut thing of fucking digital circus. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Why is this what is in our fucking discovery, like our research tab? Like, I don't know, why is all these videos like this? And I'm just like, what? This has nothing to do with our content. Like, what is it? What is it? And I finally realized it. I finally sussed it out. The reason is that they're in the tag. They're under the tag comic dub, right? They have the words like dub in the title or comic dub in the tags or something like that. And because we put comic dub in our tags, because that's what it is, these scandalous videos are, of course, because the aloes, am I right? The ones with the most views, you know, the freaks out there on the internet, they're what is pushed to the top of the comic dub tag. And that's why we're being, like, suggested all of this stuff. And it was just like, oh, okay, at least I understand now. But damn. Jeez. YouTube is freaky. Sometimes it's one of those things like how does that stuff get past, you know?
That is the question.
Yeah, they don't really care. They only
really
sometimes care. But that's where that was. And you know, at least I figured it out.
That you did. And we are all the better off for it.
Oh, that's why you look weird. I forgot a step. Now, there we go. Now there's more light. They're sleeping in their jobs and getting payment. Yeah, basically. That's how they do it. Yay!
Woo!
I've done it. 1, 2, 3. Woo! I got my 3 done today.
Ha, dog! Nice!
You can say a lot of things about them and you'll be free as a bird. Yeah. They ain't gonna do nothing. They don't care until you're big enough where you could hurt them. And then when you're so big where you only help them, they stop caring again. Oh, that
Ain't that just the way?
Ain't that just the way? But with that, I think it's a perfect time to leave off, to say goodnight.
Yes.
Let me grab this. Thank you all again for coming out. Safe. Happy to see
yes.
you.
Thank you for
Everybody
spending
else
your
on
evenings
chat.
with us like
Goose,
this.
if you're still here. Jamie, if you're listening, lurking. Nicole, if you're around. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Roval,
listening, lurking.
Trying to
The
name
VODs,
anybody
if
that
you're
I didn't
watching,
see
thank
say
you, thank you.
good night.
We
Yes,
appreciate
all
you
VOD
all.
people, thank you.
We do indeed close the book for tonight. We will be back another night.
Thank you to all our lovely YouTube channel members. Your support means a lot. And
Yes,
yeah,
always.
guys, it'll be player character emoji code break on Thursday.
Yes.
You guys won't
We're doing
want to miss
PC
it.
emoji code break. It's been so long.
It doesn't have to be a TTRPG character. It can be any character you want. Just try to make the emojis work and crack the code. So we hope to see you there.
Yes.
Tell all your friends. This is one people like because it's a way to kind of get their characters drawn. But
an Ori and Mars interpretation of said characters.
Yeah. But you know, it's better than no art, I guess. All right, guys. We'll see you then. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll see you Thursday.
Yes.
Good night.
See you then, you guys. Take care.